Climbing Mount Everest, putting a man on the moon, splitting the atom, running a recruiting baseball broadcast in Buncombe County. There's many feats throughout history where folks said it couldn't be done, but here we are in the heart of Buncombe County to bring you one of the most anticipated matchups of the season between two mountain rosters that are filled to the brim with prospect talent. The Rockets haven't beat the Rams since 2020, but they're fueled up with youthful talent and ready to blast off against the three-peat state champs, who will not be knocked off the mountaintop just that easily.
Baseball University of the Blue Ridge welcomes you to the Western North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series. I'm Hunter Street with Ryan Cook, and we're live on the campus of AC Reynolds High School for a Mountain 5A 6A conference matchup between the TC Roberson Rams and the AC Reynolds Rockets.
Well, it's familiar territory. First coaching job I got when I moved down here was in this neighborhood at Cane Creek. It's good baseball, beautiful backdrop. Hunter, you played on this field before, right?
Dude, many a time. Summer ball every year, baseball and conference play against the Reynolds Rockets. We joined the MAC at North Henderson my senior year in 2018. So we had a couple conference games here.
Braves hat off on my Sorry, I got Brian Mosman behind me. He's helping us out with the sponsorships tonight. The Asheville Whistle Pigs. Right now, is a whistle pig an actual animal reference? Right, groundhog. Okay. There's a whistle pig living in my yard right now then, because I seen him running away the other day when I was mowing. But yeah, we'll get to our sponsors, because boy, oh boy, do we need them to get back into Buncombe County. Last time I was part of a game here was Justin King's 100th high school victory coaching for North. Back in 2021, it was actually the Reynolds senior day. We played the Spoilers with a Braden Korn home run, a Nate Toney bomb. It was a great day for North, not a great day for Reynolds that day.
We usually try to play them out of conference back, but I said we joined the MAC for that weird year where Tuscola and Pisgah weren't in the mountain in the same conference, and we were with West, and it was crazy, man. But now we're back, 6 teams, normal MAC, all Buncombe County teams, and right now, 4-0.
You know my proposal on the MAC. I say make it 7, put Christ School in there, and get weird like Charlotte.
Well, maybe they will sooner or later.
Their Catholic schools down there. But hey, we're glad to be back. Last time we did a broadcast here, actually a broadcast in Buncombe County, I should say, was 2024 Reynolds at TC. It was a great game. It came down to the final inning. I remember Luke Nesbitt, who's at Cleveland Community College now, threw a great game. Micah Simpson was the Camwood Bats player of the game. He's at Wilmington. So a lot of history here. We're familiar with a lot of these ball players. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it and give you a little bit on the coach's background. And I'm not sure how much time we got because JV won in a 9-8 walk-off. I should say Reynolds did. So we're gonna try to motor through this, even though Coach Philippek, we could write a dang biography on him. So I believe we got this right. Hunter's research said that he is 395 here at TC Roberson in his 16th season as the head coach. So 300 wins, I think, is full. Is that his full record?
I don't know if this is a full or what, because the NHS press release that came out this year, and we'll just go to the last bullet point where he was named one of the National Coaches of the Year for a 24-25 season, listed him at 313 and 89. So somewhere around a 750 to 780 winning percentage, which is very impressive.
Yes, I mean, he's one of the most winningest coaches out here. 12 conference championships, 4 state championships. That's 2017, and then 23, 24, 25. We're still on that three-peat here. We'll see what happens this season. He was a graduate of Gloucester Catholic High School up in New Jersey, class of 92. Was a 4-year varsity letterman. Was all-state in 92, set the school's RBI record was 62. All-region in 91 his junior season, and 92 that senior year. He was also a 3-year varsity letterman in football and 2 years in basketball. He went on to play his college baseball at local school here, UNC Asheville. He was the class of 1997. Where he was a 4-year starter as both a catcher and a designated hitter from 1993 to 96. He was 2-time first-team all-conference performer in 94 and 95. Concluded his career at Asheville with a .324 batting average, 21 homers, and 120 RBIs. He hit better than 300 in 3 of his seasons for the Bulldogs. His best season was 1994 when he led the Bulldogs in batting average with a .371 average, home runs with 7, and RBIs of 42. Concluded his career among the top 5 players in career stats in hitting, home runs, RBIs, and at-bats, and he was the team captain both junior and senior year. He was selected the athletic department's male athlete of the year in 1994, and he was named to the Big South all-decade team for the 90s. So holy moly.
A lot of college accolades, all the high school accolades, but also got his first gig at the helm, Brook Lawn, New Jersey, Junior Legion Post 72. So love Legion, love when that gets mentioned
Legion
for us.
ties.
Legion ties in 96. Then was an undergrad assistant in that last year, 97, while he was finishing up his degree, and was an assistant coach for a couple more years after that at UNC Asheville. Followed Bill Hilliard Sr. over to Duke when he went from UNCA to Duke, and was associate head coach at Duke from 2000 to 2002, as well as an assistant at Coastal in 03, assistant at Western from 04 to 07, and then took over the ACA program between 2008 and 2010. He also organizes the Teddy Torres Adaptive Baseball League, which is something really cool that a lot of people around here really respect about him, and we love that coaches like we know Coach Philip Peck, Coach Justin King put a lot of effort and emphasis on special needs and adapted baseball league, things like that. So
you had mentioned Coach of the Year, NFHS National Coach of the Year. That's not surprising when you can win 3 straight. You built the culture that you have here at TC. So again, long list of accolades, but we also want to celebrate Coach Michael Stakar. Coach Stakar took over the head coaching job, I believe it was back in 2020.
It was a weird situation because I think they had, like, they were going for a coach, and then someone took over as the Asheville Tourist head of grounds crew.
Yeah, so it was like 1 year by Coach Williams, it might have been,
yeah,
but took over for Craig. But Coach Stakar has brought some stability here to Reynolds, and they've been definitely improving and getting into their winning ways again. Coach Stakar was a graduate from Irwin High School, and he went to play baseball at North Greenville for 2 seasons, was retired early via injury, and finished up his classes at Western Carolina. He was also the head coach at AC Reynolds Middle School from 2018 to 2020. And I'll tell you, Coach Stakar does a lot to try to help his players with college recruiting. So, I mean, he's a big advocate for these local prospects. Both these coaches, well celebrated, well respected. And let's show you a little bit about how the rest of the conference coaches thought it was going to go here in the preseason coaches poll. I guess the biggest surprise is that Reynolds is probably, well, they're all tied at 4-0 right now, TC, Asheville, Reynolds. Reynolds is higher than Asheville in some of the power ranking stuff. North Buncombe, Irwin, and Nanka all 0-4 right now in that MAC. So we'll see how it shakes out, but pretty much what was to be expected.
Well, our Mountain 10 Power Rankings are presented by House of Power. Are you looking for one-on-one lessons for hitting, pitching, and catching? Strength and conditioning programs to develop explosive power. Facility memberships you can train on your own schedule, or cage rentals for individuals and your teams. And you need to go with House of Power, founded by former Clemson Tiger and professional baseball player Sheldon Reed. They're conveniently located down in Mills River. Check them out online at hopharrisonville.com to learn more. That's hopharrisonville.com. And no surprise here, number 1 versus number 3.
Yep. And Pisgah Tuscola goes tonight. I could very much see an upset. I was talking to Landry Webb, shortstop for Tuscola, the other day. I was like, you think you're going to pull the upset? He's like, what are you talking about, upset? I was like, I like that attitude. So hoping to see some shakeup. Biggest glaring ranking for our locals here in Region 8 is probably that number 4 for North Wilkes. We got to facilitate some games against the Wilkes County, the Mountain Valley teams. I feel like it's an even matchup, but they've been rolling. They're 15-2. Anders, they didn't play last week. It's a good way to stay undefeated.
Yeah. Well, our Foothills 10 are presented by Peak Performance Vault. At Peak Performance Vault, they believe every athlete has the potential to reach new heights and achieve their peak performance. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting, we provide state-of-the-art training environment for baseball, softball, and golf that combines modern tech with personalized coaching. Located at 352 West Main down in Forest City, 828-289-1592, or peakperformancevault@gmail.com. And my, oh my, the North Lincoln Knights are looking to repeat.
Yep, and the Big South is making some noise. Crest wins the Shelby Easter Tournament. South Point wins the Gastonia Easter Tournament. Both of them climb. We're going to, I believe, see them square off Thursday next week. We're going to be down in Burns in Cleveland County on Thursday for a top 10 matchup with Cherryville. Cherryville, we need to figure out who they are because they are also still undefeated. And Burns stays on at number 10. A lot of that has to do with the fact that there were some other good teams that didn't play last week, so I don't want to reward that. So Burns stays on at 10. This is a big week where they're going to have to prove themselves.
Well, Jaron Fry had a good week, and we're sending them some good iced tea.
We gave it to them today.
We gave it to them already. Whether it's original Carolina Peach, Zesty Maple, or Tropical Island Time, all you got to do is brew, chill, relax, and repeat. Earl the mascot loves it, and so do we. Get you a pouch today. Comes with 10 bags for 10 gallons of delicious Salem black tea. Goodicedtea.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. And dude, how?
Yeah, he went down to I should say the Rockets went down to Myrtle Beach. Asheville was in that tournament. North Lincoln was in that tournament. It was a big tournament. I'm not even really sure if they played in one bracket. I think they split it up. They were 4-0. Talked to Coach Stakar, said the competition was really good. Of the 4 games, he said 3 were really solid. Jaron Fry hit for the cycle against Hedgeville. It's a West Virginia team. On the week, 8 for 15, the double, 2 triples, the home run, the 5 ribs, the 6 runs, the 2 walks.
Well, 5 for 5 in that final game on Friday against Hedgeville, and had that second triple come in. I don't know if that was his last at bat, but dang, 2 triples.
Shows the speed, potential, and there were some good nominations this week. It's on our Patreon right now. I'll post it on the other social medias this evening or tomorrow morning, and we've started posting all the nominees so you can see just what they're up against. Because there's always, I love argument. I love it when people are like, well, hey, why didn't this kid win? It's like, well, this is where our head was at.
Well, we had some comments about where we were going this week for some games. Had some comments or messages about rankings this week. So it's good to get people engaged. Like, keep sending that stuff in.
I don't know if you saw the messages on the Cleveland Gossip Hole Facebook page where they're arguing about week 3s. And I tried to quote on there, like, guys, go to our webpage. Like, we're on week 7 here. So they're arguing, like, why is Cherryville so low? I'm like, that's week 3, buddy. And then I had a buddy say, like, no East versus Brevard. I'm like, guys, have you seen the schedule this week? These 3 games that we're covering, I mean, you couldn't ask for better rivalry games. Well, let's get to our team reviews here. Let's tell you a little bit about how TC finished up in 2025. You probably already know they won the state championship. They were the number 3 seed coming out of the 4A West. First round win over Northwest Guilford, 14-5. Then they beat a tough Charlotte Catholic team, 13-5. Beat number 6 Providence, 8-4. Number 10 Marvin Ridge, 5-3. Regional finals actually lost game 1 to Cuthbertson, 13-0. But then stormed back game 2, 7-5 W, and then game 3, a decisive 13-3 victory. That was the regional. State finals. Played against Laney at the Burling Athletics Stadium. Won game 1, 12-0. Won game 2, 8-7. And then Reynolds. Let's see. So again, 3 straight state championships. So Reynolds finished 2025 16-10, 6-5 in the MAC. That was good for 3rd place. 2025 playoffs, they were the 3A West. In the 3A West, they were the number 6 seed at a first-round win over 27 seed Pisgah, 9-8. And then second round beat number 11 West Rowan 3-2 before losing to Tuscola 5-0 in that 3rd round. This year, TC off to a good start again, 12-5, 4-0 in the MAC. They've won every single conference game in a mercy rule, didn't get to 7 innings. First place tied with Reynolds and Asheville, all 4-0. Started the season 3-2. Some people were questioning, like, is this the same team? But they don't recognize that Coach Philippek purposely looks for the most difficult schedule, you know? So some of these games, 1-0 win over Crest, beating Mecklenburg 13-2, West Henderson 8-6. Their losses, they got beat by Wesleyan, a good private school, 10-0. Lost to Charlotte Christian 8-5. Talked to Coach Frank about that. He said it was a great game, good competition, good talent. They finished 2-2 in the Bishop Gorman National Invitational in Las Vegas. So again, they came back 2-2 from a national event. They dropped in the Times power rankings. But again, just very impressive start. They won the Forest Acres Classic last week down in Columbia, South Carolina. This week it's Reynolds twice, so a little lighter schedule. Probably got their pitching lined up. Not lighter in the sense of competition, lighter in the sense of it's only 2 games. Reynolds, they're 14-3, one of their best starts in years, 4-0, currently again tied for first. Started that season 6-3, good wins against West Henderson 13-1, beat Crest 5-0, Tuscola 5-4. Their losses 6-0 against Oak Grove, got a surprising, shocking loss to Brevard 13-3, really to wake up the team. North Lincoln no-hit them 9-0. And since then, they got hot. They swept North Buncombe, swept Anka. They were 4-0 in that South Atlantic Bank Invitational down in Myrtle Beach. This week, the 2 against TC. So, again, hopefully everybody's pitching's lined up. And let's show you how that conference is shaking out. It looks a lot like those coaches' polls. North Buncombe, Anka, and Irwin all compete in the 5A, correct? And then the other Asheville, Reynolds, and TC are 6A?
Correct.
Okay. So, again, are they doing that whole split conference thing again, or is it just one conference now? How they'll say oh, North Buncombe won the 4A's or the 3A split.
I guess that's up to the schools to figure out if they want to determine if there's conference champs or what. But if it's up to me, it's one conference.
Yeah.
It just happens to be a split conference.
Yeah. All right. Well, we want to remind you about our pregame sponsor.
Meineke is the pregame sponsor for Baseball University of the Blue Ridges Western North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series. With numerous locations in the Western North Carolina region, there's no better spot to get your vehicle seen and serviced, whether it's an oil change, brakes, mufflers, tires, and wheels, AC, you name it. Meineke is doing car care right here in Western North Carolina.
Yeah, I had to put some miles on the car today when I forgot Hunter's hard drive. About 4 o'clock, 4:30, I had to motor back to Edneyville. Plenty of time to spare, though. Anyway, first part of we're in a section now we like to call Where Are They Now? So we look back at some of the alumni from both schools and let you know who's still out there playing ball at the college level and sometimes even the pro level. So TC, a lot of names here from that 25 class. Jake Parham and Zeb Swangham are at UNC Asheville. JT Smith at Wofford. Aaron Smith-Martin at Sewanee out in Tennessee. Caden Davison is amongst the national leaders of home runs and a lot of offensive categories at Gaston College. Micah Simpson, he's down there at UNC Wilmington. Dylan Odom up at New River Community College, and CJ Wallace at Winthrop. Of your 24 grads, Reno Jeter, he's down at Fayetteville Tech playing for Coach Love right now. Of that 23 group, you got Nick Parham at Eastern Carolina. Tyler Kaito is now at Pfeiffer. He originally went to Limestone, but they shut down. Then going back to 2022, Davin Miller-Madden, he's at Belmont Abbey. And Ben Hemphill, he's at UNCA. And then from that 2021 class, Bryce Anderson is finishing up at Tusculum. Now for Reynolds, at 25 class, you got Luke Nesbitt and Jackson Pavone. Luke's at Cleveland. Jackson Pavone is at NC Wesleyan. Bryson Mosman in that 24 class is at Cleveland. Cade Gardner is currently at CVCC. Aiden Hines at Mars Hill. Dane Frelick, he was at Framingham, but took that extra eligibility and is at UVA Wise to finish up. And he's with familiar friend Zach Bone, who's at Caldwell for an eon and is now at UVA Wise. And let's make mention of Cooper Engel, class of 2020, went to Clemson. He's currently with the Columbus Clippers of the Cleveland Guardians, AAA. He was a 4th-round pick, 125th overall pick in that 2023 MLB draft. I coached against him when I moved here in middle school ball when he was at AC Reynolds Middle School. First game I ever coached against him, hit a nuke off of us, so learned his name very quickly. A few prospects that we want to tap into tonight and have our college coaches take notice of. First, for TC Roberson, we have a couple commits. You got Zeke Atwaters. He'll be in the outfield this evening. He's going to be heading to Lenore-Rhine, Division II powerhouse. And Nolan Worley, he's a right-handed pitcher. He's going to be playing JUCO ball at Patrick and Henry next season. One uncommitted senior, it's David Pastuzik. He'll be at first base this evening, also a pitcher. In the junior class, and it's a good one, tonight's starting pitcher, Holt Gaston. He'll also be hitting for himself. Behind the plate, Parker Philippek. Third baseman, also a good pitcher, sidearm slinger, Cooper Friedholm. Chappie Smith will be at shortstop. Brooks Hemphill in center field. Kagan Radford will be in the outfield. He's a left-handed swinger, also a solid catcher. Nate Blanton, he's been playing outfield at times, not in the lineup this evening. Isaac Sierra at second base. And Liam Suttles, not in the lineup, but could be in there for pitching this evening. For Reynolds, one commit, Braden Davis, and we're proud of him. He's a baseball university guy, and he's heading off to Erskine next year. He's going to be playing D2 baseball of the junior class. Oh, wait, sorry, I skipped a couple sophomores here for Coach Philpek. So let's mention Seaver Worley, younger brother of Nolan, left-handed pitcher, and then the twins, Christian Norton, big, strong left-handed pitcher, first baseman, and infielder brother Zachariah Norton. Now to Reynolds. Again, first Braden Davis. great young man. Really enjoyed getting to know him the last 4 or 5 years. He's going to be playing at Erskine College. In the junior class, Cody Hudgens, he's going to be DHing tonight. Also a very talented arm, has been up to 90. Andrew Mincy is being DH'd 4 by Hudgens, but he's a good athlete. He'll be out in right field. Levi Anderson, versatile athlete, will be in left field. And Lou Boatwright, he'll be at third base tonight, but Lou can play anywhere. He's the backup catcher. He played a lot of outfield when he was at Christ School. Good athlete, older brother Pete at Wake Tech. Sophomores, you got Jaron Fry, who we mentioned, our Good Iced Tea player of the game. Duncan Carver, one of my favorite young arms. I believe he's pitching Friday, so we probably won't see him. Baylor Pavone, he'll be at shortstop, younger brother of Jackson. Gage Barasco, he's the starting pitcher tonight, sophomore. Jaden Moree, he's a right-handed pitcher, and I believe he is at first base this evening, too. And then another underclassman, not in the starting lineup, but 28 grad Griff Parker, want to mention him. So both rosters loaded with youthful talent.
Well, we're at that point. What makes Meineke the smart choice for your fleet solutions to meet the needs of any fleet, including fleet leasing, self-managed, and rental agencies? Meineke is proud to sponsor the Meineke Fleet Keys to the Game. And I want to make mention, because your keys are getting really good, but last night they had the best key ever, and it was Dad Power for Michael Harris on the Braves broadcast, because he just had Michael Harris III with his wonderful wife. And so they're like, sometimes when you got that dad power, I know you got it. So that's one that I don't think it's going to – I mean, no dad power out here.
Well, dad power comes in small doses immediately after birth, because there's not much dad power left after about 10, 15, 20 years of parenting.
Well, you had some good ones.
Well, I got to catch my breath after all that. Between Coach Philippek's bio and the TC and Reynolds, where are they now? Whew. Well, my first key to the game for TC Roberson is King of the Mountain. All right, you're three straight champions, or 3 straight championships. You haven't played a 7-inning game in the MAC yet. AC has their best team in years, but they showed what can happen. You know, they showed some cracks against another state champ, North Lincoln, when they were no hit. So TC has seen that Rockets can have that failure to launch. So if they can grab an early lead, they need to have that mindset of making it a 5-inning game with that relentless pressure that the Rams are famous for. So again, that first key, King of the Mountain, establish a lead early and don't let up. Second, and it leads off of that, is chaos theory, right? I'm a science guy. I love learning about everything. You know, I was an English teacher, but I love reading just about everything. So chaos theory, right? It's a chaotic world. And if you've ever seen TC play a baseball game, they can create chaos quickly and just unravel their opponent. So tonight, it's, they've beaten teams before IO is over, meaning like they're so sharp with how they play this game. But they're good, but when they gain momentum, it gets louder. They start pounding on the fence. They bunt more. They steal more. They hit and a run. They slash. And next thing you know, they just got a boot on your neck and it's over. Okay? So, again, how are they going to do that? By causing chaos. Reynolds, how are you going to win tonight? First one, you got to grab them by the horns. Just like they're trying to get an early lead, you got to grab them right out the gate and score early and try to give yourself a crooked number to breathe a little bit. If they can grab that early lead, apply the pressure, build confidence as the game rolls along, and avoid that typical MAC implosion that we've seen when TC goes off against their opponents. And lastly, they got to have that competitive Zen mindset. If AC does get a big hit early or makes a big out in the first half of the game, they must stay composed. Way too many times we've seen the underdogs in the mountains take an early lead with a home run or a big play, just absolutely lose their minds in celebration. They expel all their emotional energy, and then there's none left at the end of the game. So they must stay locked in. They must have a war mindset. Get back in the dugout. Get back to work. Don't get overly excited. There's always more work to be done against a team like TC Roberson. No lead is safe. Well, the PA announcer is going ahead and introducing the TC and Reynolds lineup. So we're going to come back to you here in a couple minutes and flash those lineups and outfield, infield arrangements on the screen for you.
Playing right field, number 22, Keegan Radford. Playing center field, number 6, Brooke Hemphill. Brooks.
Any viewers so far?
Playing first base, number 15, Dave Dasusik.
15 concurrent. I mean, it's not bad.
Playing third base, number 8, Cooper Fredholm. Playing left field, number 1, Zeke Adwaters. And playing second base, number 10, Isaac Sierra.
We made it.
Who subs for the Rams? Number 3, Nate Blanton. Number 5, Nolan Worley. Number 11, Ryan Barnes. Number 14, Seaver Worley. Number 24, Beckett Land. Number 30, Liam Settles. And number 50, Christian Norton. The Rams are coached by Eric Philippek.
How's that? They're down, but I'll tell you, there's a youth movement. They're better than.
And now for your AC Reynolds Rockets.
They're just not playing confidently.
Playing second base, number 3, Avery Reimer. Playing shortstop, number 2, Baylor Pavone.
Oh, yeah.
Playing center field, number 16, Jaron Fry. The DH tonight, number 12, Cody Hudgens. Doing the catching tonight, number 28, Braden Davis. Playing left field, number 11, Levi Anderson. Playing second base, number 5, Jaden Marie. Doing the pitching tonight, number 4, Gage Carrasco. Playing third base, number 10, Lou Boatwright. And playing right field, number 1, Andrew Mincy. Your subs for the Rockets, number 6, Max Anderson. Number 8, Griffin Parker. Number 9, Justin Hefner. Number 13, Kobe Davison. Number 17, Jay Spry. Number 22, Duncan Carver. And number 23, Eli Jarvis. Your Rockets are coached by Michael Stakon. Now, if everyone would please remove their hats and stand for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Play ball.
All right, we in it. Let's do it. Play ball.
I gave him your play ball.
Seen some good people walking by. Want to talk. All right, how's the Reynolds lineup or outfield infield today? You got in the battery mate there, Gage Carrasco throwing to Braden Davis across the infield, Lou Boatwright. You got Pavone and Reimers, the double play duo, and Maury at first base. That's Levi Anderson in left, Jaron Fry in center, and Andrew Mincy in right. Starting lineup for TC is going to be Chappie Smith, Parker Philippek, and Holt Gaston to go 1, 2, 3. You got Kagan Radford, left-handed swinger, batting fourth. Brooks Hemphill in the 5 spot. Dave Pastuzik, batting 6. Cooper Friedholm, batting 7th. And then Zeke Atwaters and Isaac Sierra to round it out. So that's a good group right there. And it's a good time to mention our first inning sponsor, Bloom Patch Farms. Well, it's springtime, flowers, right? You got prom coming up. You got to plant those pretty flowers in the front yard to make the wife happy. So Bloom Patch Farm is here for you. They're right here in Hendersonville. Bloom Patch Farm is a specialty micro farm dedicated to rare and extraordinary dahlias. They offer rare dahlia cuttings, premium tubers, healthy potted plants, seasonal bouquets, subscriptions, and custom floral work. Bloom Patch Farm ships cuttings and tubers nationwide throughout the year. They specialize in rare and hard-to-find varieties, including the stunning water lilies. Well, you can no longer join them in person for their farm sale because that's passed. So we're just going to say go to the website, bloompatchfarmllc.com. Bloom Patch Farm, rare blooms grown with intention. Yeah, and they ship all around the country, so check them out. We appreciate them. I think they're going to be a Legion sponsor for us potentially as well. We'll see. We'll see. So.
Well, you got a packed house tonight in the edge of Asheville, what we like to probably refer to as Fairview, but the U.S. Postal Service doesn't agree. Gave you a little circular 4 camera angles. A lot of people up at the away football stands looking over. I feel like I'm at Vanderbilt. If you've ever been to Vanderbilt, their football stadium backs up to their baseball stadium and their basketball arenas. It's all in like a tiny little 3-acre plot, it seems like.
I like the setup here. It's always been one of my favorite backdrops. But hey, before they hop into it, tell them a little bit about the past matchups. I saw you had them listed there. I know it's been a minute since 2020, but there have been some close scores. It seems like it's either a blowout or a close game every year.
Well, the last year was 15-1 and 12-4.
So last year wasn't close, yeah.
But then the year before that, AC kept it close 5-3 in that second game. But
that was the last game we covered in the Buncombe region. So that seems like a long time ago.
And the rest were blowouts. So 11-game win streak for the Rams, and we will see if the Rockets can make that 2 out of the last 13.
Here's Chappie Smith.
Now.
He's a very fast runner. When we were out at the Bob Lewis Scout Day this past fall, he was one of the top runners. Can't remember if it was him or Hemphill, but someone ran like a 6'4". Maybe it was a 6'3", but a lot of good athletes up and down these lineups. Again, TC just coming off that Forest Acres tournament. It's another competitive tournament, again, along with that Las Vegas Invitational. That's the difference maker between TC and a lot of the mountain teams out here is seeking out competition that can beat you. And Coach Stakar has taken note of that. The last 3 seasons, he's tried to put together a pretty tough schedule. Here's the delivery. Fouled off here. So Barrasco ahead early, 0-2.
Well, you mentioned that Forest Acres Classic. They played Dorman, beat them 10-6. That's a really, really big squad. I don't know what classification they are. I think they're either 5A or 6, whatever the highest classification is, South Carolina. They're just down the road off 26.
Airport's good, too. I just love the name of that high school, just Airport. They're in the same division as Shopping Mart, Bus Depot, and
I'm interested in this River Bluff team because the Rams lost 6-5, but it's out of Lexington. It's a big population area outside Columbia. So
well, again, they're not afraid to lose. They have to figure out who they are. It's still a very talented team, but if you saw this lineup, a lot of these juniors and seniors even are getting their first crack at real playing time after graduating. All those seniors we mentioned in the Where Are They Now section.
And then Indian Land up in Fort Mill, which is bordered with Charlotte. So Indian Land plays a bunch of the Charlotte teams as well during the regular season.
Perfect weather right now. Not a bit of wind. Oh, wow. I think Chappie Smith thought that was strike 3 as he stepped across the plate as if he were on the way back to the dugout. So, again, the call in the umpire's mind is that curveball came in at the top of the zone over it. But not a bad pitch there by Barrasco. I like that tunnel. He went back to the fastball in the high curveball tunnel that he just threw there, thinking maybe he could steal one at the top of the zone again, get his hand started. So good fight here. A lot of foul balls by Smith. Getting that pitch count up early here on Barrasco. So 0-2 to full.
With a foul ball in between as well. So what is that? 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up?
9th coming up. This is one thing I love about Reynolds is they're the only school that has a pitch count clock.
That makes my job trying to track this easier.
Ball 4. That's at that top of the zone. So Chappie Smith grinding through an AB.
Rams,
That is
pitcher,
that's like
Walker
Ricky
Phillips.
Henderson-esque right there. That is the prototypical leadoff AB right there. That was awesome.
There's not a more perfect leadoff right there.
Now, granted, Brosco, he may have got a little squeeze on the curveball, but the better the team, sometimes it'll be the smaller the strike zones. I've seen that. Bounces one here. So Brosco was working out the stretch either way. So not a wind-up guy. I like that.
Well, we talked about the Forest Acres Classic. I want to talk about the South Atlantic Bank Invitational for the home Rockets.
Braden Davis going to throw it down to second, so that's going to be a wild pitch. Good dirt ball read by Chappie Smith. Did not hesitate. And again, he's probably taught, much like some of the best athletes out there, that you look at the trajectory of the pitch, right? You're there on first base taking your lead. If you see the spin out the hand and you know that trajectory is going to hit the dirt, you go ahead and take off the moment it bounces, no matter how cleanly the catcher fields it. If you got a good jump, you're going to have the upper hand and most likely be able to take that base. Another wild pitch. So Chappie Smith with a walk, 2 wild pitches. And this young pitcher's got to breathe a little bit. He's going to the curveball heavy early. Has that close setup. Creates some good separation, hides the ball a little bit. But that can make some east to west movement sometimes if you're not finishing. And that's where you can basically sweep that curveball a little bit too low. Misses up on the fastball. That is back-to-back walks here. And this is where we talked early in the keys to the game
number 7,
about how as the momentum gains for TC, you watch, it's going to get louder. There's going to be more trickery on the baseball and on the base paths, bunts being put down, trying to get into this young Rockets roster's head. So Holgaston pitching /DH. So I think we're doing the Ohtani rule here. So if
I guess that migrated to the high school levels.
It might have been a high school rule that migrated to MLB. I got to go back and look at that because I feel like we've done that in the past.
I know you're able to re-enter.
Holgaston slaps one backside. Nice track out there by Jaron Fry. He's going to throw to first base. Here's the stretch. Oh, they say safe. So tagging up on the backside is Chappie Smith. So it's going to be a sac fly, RBI for Gaston. Nice play by Jaron Fry. Didn't miss a beat. So, again, good presence out there to know that he would have to make the throw immediately. Nice job by the first baseman, Moree, to try to make the stretch. That was a fun play. Sac fly RBI for Holt Gaston. That's Philippek that's back at first base safely. It was bang, but I think that's the right call. No protest from the Reynolds coaches.
It is.
Safe.
Keegan
Radford, good left-handed bat. I saw him in that Bob Lewis League. And I'll tell you, he's a good catcher too. His pop times were sub-2, but with Parker Philippek behind the plate, Parker had to wait his turn with JT Smith behind the plate. They take on those utility roles. Keegan had a clutch base hit against Asheville when we covered their end of the season game. Hey, it's good to see you, man. No, you're good. But I'll tell you, you could see it last year, even in a pinch hit and roll. Radford, it was early in the count, jumped on a fastball, and TC ended up losing that game. But in the moment, it was the top of the 7th. They needed base runners, so for Philippek to turn to his youth, with no hesitation, it shows you these guys are ready to step in and start now a year later. So Barrasco trying to find an out here. Run or throw down by Smith. Did he get him on the back of the leg? That's not a bad tag there. So we got to bring instant replay to high school baseball. So again, the throw sailed a bit. Nice tag out there by Rhyme around the foot. Cecil Davidson's going to be keeping me in check all night. Hey, you're a fan favorite. You're a fan favorite. You're my favorite. Say how it is. Radford looking to drive in another run here. Braska, I don't know. I feel like he's picking with the curveball. You know, he's got to go ahead and establish the fastball. Like, they're going to hit you, but you got to establish it if you're going to get swings off the curveball. 3-0 delivery. Green light? Oh, I'd give him the green light. What do you think?
Well, with no double play on right there because the runner's only
Yeah.
at second, I would have.
Just green light?
Yeah.
See it.
Lefty up. Try to get the defense moving a little bit.
Outfielder's playing the gaps a little bit, so if you could topspin one here. Ball 4. So unfortunate start here for Barrasco. He's walked 3 of the first 4. There is a force play now. Timeout here. Braden Davis going to go try to calm his pitcher down. I mean, I like the frame. I'm going to walk back there in an inning with the radar gun, but like I said, it's just you can have the best off speed, but if you cannot establish the fastball, you're not going to create the tunnel for those off speed pitches to work out of. I think if I'm the Rams right now, I'm going to go ahead and just look curveball. You know what I mean? Look for spin. See if he hangs one. Not a bad time for a bunt here either if he wants to make, just try to create some chaos. So third baseman Boat right in. He's swinging away. That's a backside single. That's going to score Philippek. So early lead here. So Brooks Hemphill RBI single. So good piece of hitting. These guys, a lot of backside. Holt Gaston backside. Hemphill now backside. Not trying to do too much. Radford able to make it all the way to third base. So sac fly RBI for Holt Gaston and RBI single for Brooks Hemphill. Here's Dave Pastuzik. I remember seeing Dave up at Watauga last year, now at TC Roberson for his senior season. He's uncommitted, big, strong, physical-looking guy. Wild pitch is going to allow Hemphill to move up, but not enough for Radford.
22nd pitch coming up here for Brasco.
Still only 1 out. I usually had a rule of thumb. If a pitcher hit 30 in an inning, I'd usually go ahead and pull him. Just thinking about pitch count a little bit, just how much stress in one burst, one inning. I think if you're Barrasco and the Rockets right now, you go ahead and give up another run here for an out. If it's a sac fly, ground ball, it's still early. 3 is not an impossible number, but you're going to have to lock it down the rest of the game. Again, there's that curveball. It's not a bad pitch. It's just, again, if you're looking for it, 3 walks in. I always like the backdrop here with the trees, too. Pastuzik trying to join the backside brigade.
Yeah, there's one photo we have from a summer ball game. We were in a crazy rain delay, and Rainbow looked over the mountains here to our left side along the third base. You can see the mountain there, and it's beautiful. Love Fairview.
It's close to my house, like Edneyville and Fairview. Like, we kind of butt up on that mountain. So I know they got hit hard by Helene as well back there. It's definitely a mountain community through and through. Okay. Asheville on the address, right, for the school.
Blame the Postal Service.
Ball high, so force out is back in play as Pastuzik heads down to first base. 4 walks here for the young Barrasco. We got our first Ion Outdoors mound visit. So again, Ion Outdoors sponsors all our mound visits this season. If you got a backyard dream like a pool, a patio, pergola, make sure you get it with Ion Outdoors. Check them out on Instagram and Facebook. Lots of visuals, pictures. You ever had
this ad?
What's that?
Mention this ad.
Mention this ad. You mention this broadcast, we'll do a free consultation, a free pool design. Not a free pool, so don't quote that. But
maybe they'll give me a pool.
You ever had a pool?
Me? We had the creek, man. We had the creek. We had our own pool.
We had when I lived in Maryland, we lived outside Baltimore in Lutherville. We bought this old, or not bought, but we rented this old farmhouse when I first started teaching, and with a couple other friends. And we had a pool, and man, I'll tell you, what a life in the summer. No teaching. Go to the pool every
Now batting for the Rams,
every
the third
day.
baseman, number 8, Cooper.
Only the 2 months or whatever, but man, if you want that feeling, you got to go with Ion Outdoors. So Cooper Friedholm is a good sidewinding pitcher, but he's a versatile athlete playing third base this evening. I've always enjoyed watching him throw. Got that sidearm sling, mid-eights. Picked up some big innings last year for the Rams in that state championship drive. On deck, another college commit was Zeke Atwaters. So 1-1 count. So what do you got? 28 pitches. So Coach Stakar, with only the 2 games this week, his bullpen's probably pretty deep. You know, you can decide. Swing or drive with the infield, through the infield, 5-5 side. Everybody just moves up 1. So RBI single for Friedholm. Oh my. The Rams have been let out to pasture.
Now batting for the Rams,
that's Radford that comes in to score the 3rd run. Hemphill up the 3rd. Pastuzik at 2nd. So that sun beaming down on the left side of the field pretty badly. You got the left fielder, the third baseman, and the runner on third all shielding their eyes. Say Lou Boat right there has got the glasses on.
You can see the sun setting on the away side of the football stadium, so a lot of humans up there in the shadows.
1-0 count here coming to Zeke Atwaters. Good block up there by Braden Davis. First year catching full-time for Braden Davis. Braden was an infielder by trade, pitched a little bit, but graduated Lincoln Rogers last year. And their other catcher, Brody Franklin, went ahead and retired early. Good kid. I think he's going to be snowboarding, just finding other interest. So needed to find a catcher. Braden Davis is a team-first guy, one of the most humble baseball players you'll meet. Steps up. He's like, I'll do it. And he's done a good job, especially when you look at that Rockets record. Zeke Atwaters, very good athlete. Hopefully he's playing Legion baseball for us this year. Zeke's a sub-7 runner, can play multiple positions for you. Like a lot of these Rams had to wait their turn as there was some established starters ahead of them. So first full year, full time. Ground ball picked up. Oh, it's under the glove of Boatwright. 1 run will come in. There'll be an E5 on the play. And technically we'll give him an RBI as the bases were loaded. So that's Hemphill that comes in to score the 4th run. Pastuzik the 3rd, Friedholm to 2nd. And we batted around here, Hunter. Isaac Sierra, number 9 hitter. You were giving us the past matchups, and hate to say it, but man, sometimes patterns just repeat, you know. Got this Rockets team plenty good, but they're going to have to buckle down now and scrape back in this game because that's a crooked number here, and there's still only 1 out. So wind picking up just a little bit here. See the American flag blowing from right to left. Backside, right into the glove of Marie, who steps on first base. for the line out double play. And boy, oh boy, did the Rockets need some magic to try to get out of that dilemma. Hopefully, that gets them pumped up in the dugout and get fired up and get some runs up in there for the Rockets. Hunter's going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about our home team sponsors. Unless you want me to, as you get the lineups ready. Let's do it. Man, we really are really appreciative. That's a lot of reallys, so not good English teaching skills right there. But I'll tell you, these home team sponsors are the ones that got us here. We got Owen Joseph, Asheville Whistle Pigs. We'll tell you a little bit about them in a minute. I'm wearing the hat right now. And then To the Brim Refill Store. You remember that name if you followed our Legion coverage last year. I want to thank these businesses for supporting the time that goes towards marketing this game to college coaches pregame and editing and posting highlights for the Reynolds Rockets prospects with recruiting and scouting content on social media afterwards. So, Owen Joseph, we appreciate them. They don't want a lot of recognition. They just want to help. Asheville Whistle Pigs, we're going to tell you a little bit about the Whistle Pigs. If you're familiar with the men's league here, the Asheville Men's Baseball League, the Whistle Pigs is actually a summer collegiate team that was created last year to try to accommodate the need for collegiate baseball. So they play against the men's league, which is competitive. I played in the men's leagues in the past. And I'm going to pull up the schedule here and share some with y'all too here. But they also play against some of the other college teams in the area, like the Hendersonville Honeycrisp, the Waynesville Hollers, the Lexington Flying Pigs. So they're getting in on that Old North State League schedule, but also playing in that Asheville Adult Baseball League. So if you're a graduating senior or a freshman in college, you need a place to play, please check out the Asheville Whistle Pigs. And then we want to thank To the Brim Refill Store. We'll tell you a little bit about more of them in a minute. But first, let's show you how those TC Roberson Rams are lined up out there. The battery mates are Holt Gaston and Parker Philippek. Across the infield, Cooper Friedholm, Chappie Smith, Isaac Sierra, and David Pastuzik. From left to right in the outfield, Zeke Atwaters, Brooks Hemphill, and Keegan Radford. Your batting lineup for your AC Reynolds Rockets. Leading off is going to be the senior, Avery Reimer. Batting second, Baylor Pavone. Batting third, this week's Goodicedtea Player of the Week, Jaron Fry. Batting fourth is Cody Hudgens. He's DHing for the right fielder, Andrew Mincy. Batting fifth, Braden Davis, the Erskine commit. Batting sixth, Levi Anderson. Batting seventh, Jaden Maureen. And then Gage Barasco, the pitcher, batting eighth, and Lou Boatwright in the 9 spot. Woo, it's a mouthful today.
We're rolling, man.
Yeah, To the Brim Refill Store. Let me tell you, very environment conscious, not throwing out all your shampoo bottles, all your soap bottles. You go back in there and you fill up your already existing containers, buy it in bulk, less waste in the landfills. So again, they're on Sweeten Creek Road now. We'll get you an address for them here in a little bit. But we are flying with action, and we got plenty of time to talk about our home and away team sponsors today. So Holt Gaston, he brings a pretty good fastball. We saw him pitch against Asheville last year. Saw his mechanics get a little bit in a funk in that game last year. He's kind of yanking off to the first base side, but self-corrected in the second inning and pitched really well. I think the second and third in that inning. So again, looking for a much better start this year for this year's broadcast. But big, strong individual who will certainly be on a lot of college coaches' radars this next season.
The Rockets played four teams from 4 different states down at the South Atlantic Bank Invitational.
Where were they? What do you got?
We got CVHAA out of Richmond, 12-2 win. Then the Forsyth Home Educators, which is out of Winston-Salem, beat them 7-0. Avon Lake, Ohio, 8-1. And then the Hedgesville, where Mr. Fry hit for the cycle plus a triple.
That's
so what is that?
West
like
Virginia.
A cycle with an asterisk? I mean,
Cycle
not an
plus
asterisk.
3.
Cycle plus 3, I like that. And they beat them 13-3.
So is Avery Reimer. Avery started his high school career at Irwin. Also a talented tennis player, I'm told. I believe also a basketball player. That's a strike at the bottom of the zone. So gets them looking. Called strike 3 is brought to you by Burlett Painting. Painting the corners with Burlett. Definitely the bottom of the zone there. So got to use that one to kind of figure out the rest of the day with the strike zone. Here's Baylor Pavone. First look at him this year. Younger brother of Jackson Pavone.
Whoa.
Ducks out of that one. So curveball that didn't curve.
Say Doug's got the yellow cleats on there. Kind of reminds me of Oregon Duck.
Got a little Oregon Duck
Color
in the uniform, yep.
I wish I'd wore green today. But pinstripes versus pinstripes are very nice.
See, I love the pinstripes we saw in Alexander Central's uniforms last week.
I was about to mention it'd be nice for
Similar,
GC to get some pants.
Except the pants. Yeah, those pants, I love them. They look like clown pants, but it works for baseball.
Yeah.
You know.
The whites are classic, but I was hoping for green versus navy blue for the color scheme.
So Baylor Pavone here finds himself in a 1-2 count. Again, Gaston getting ahead quickly here.
Well, Stakar mentioned earlier for the Rockets when we reached out preseason, talking about his youthful team. Majority of the 16 varsity players are sophomores.
Reaches out and pokes one down the first base side. Gaston throws over to first. It'll be 1-3 on the PFP. So 2 quick outs here. Jaron Fry. Again, he can go home tonight. Well, probably more tomorrow morning. Well, they got school tomorrow morning. So maybe after practice tomorrow, he'll go ahead and make that good iced tea and enjoy himself a nice cool glass. So Jaron out there in center field this evening. Whereas number 16, I got to write the numbers in as we go here because coach's lineup it was just a graphic, no numbers on it. It's okay though. So Gaston delivering his 16th pitch of the inning. And he's still not halfway to Carrasco's pitch count, who ended the first inning with 36.
At this rate, he might not even get to halfway.
There's a hard line drive on a bounce. Hits up on the webbing of Chappie Smith's glove. I feel like that's a makeable play. I want to put an E6 down. What do you think? Hit it hard.
I mean, he hit it
But
really
again, it's
hard
right
at
at
him,
him.
but it's that one hopper where
Yeah.
it's like in between.
Now, sun's in his eyes, but I'm going to go ahead and put it down as an E6. You're being punished for being a good team where you expect those plays to be made. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to grade it that way, E6. So now Cody Hutchins. And Cody been up to 90 with his fastball, dealing with a little bit of an arm injury at the moment, but still able to swing the bat. DH in the ninth. And that wind has settled down again. No breeze. It's not a bad pitch, but this umpire don't seem to have his curveball strike zone figured out yet. You can tell as they're prepping for that fastball, and he puts that slider in there. He's definitely messing with their timing. A lot of front foot swings right now. So Fry there at first base. With 2 outs here. Maybe they try to steal a bag, get a runner in scoring position, but it's going to be tough on a 90-mile-per-hour arm and one of the better catchers west of Charlotte, and Parker Philippek. So chase the high cheddar there. Holt Gaston got him right where he wants him now. 1-2. A couple shakes here. Sometimes it's phantom shakes. We did a lot of phantom shakes when I was a pitching coach. I would do a sign where I'd do this and then like a number, and it'd just be a phantom shake just to shake the head. So we'll see if there's really a disagreement or if they're just trying to get into the head of Hutchins. Goes to the fastball, defensive swing, fouls it off. Yeah, it's a mental game. That's what I miss about. They have the pitch com now. So now it's just like fastball. But I used to love the codes and trying to read other pitchers, pitching coaches, and try to steal their signs.
Oh, the best thing about sitting on the bench in high school was trying to guess the third base coach's signs.
It's pretty easy out here in the mountains, I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not going to say what I'm thinking right now, but there are some around here that haven't changed. And it's fun to know that and be in the game while you're watching as a fan a decade later.
Oh, right idea there by Gaston going up top again. Second time Hudgens has chased something up there. Again, beautiful night. Game start time was supposed to be 6:30. I think we started a little later with that JV game going to a walk-off. Hutchins lifts one to center field. That's deep, but Hemphill's got a beat on it on the warning track. You can see how close he was as it projected the shadow on the center field fence. Nice job by Hutchins to time the curveball there. Gave it a ride, but it's allowed out number 3. 1 error, no runs, no hits. Going into the second inning, it'll be top of the lineup. Chappie Smith, Parker Philpeck, and Holt Gaston.
Well, for the best coverage and content of Western North Carolina baseball, visit our Patreon over at patreon.com/bbuniversitywNC. Here you'll find conference previews, preseason and playoff predictions, power rankings, players of the week, podcast, highlight films, and much more. Memberships start at $1, and all the money raised stays right here in West North Carolina. Sport Mountain Baseball over at patreon.com/bbuniversitywNC.
A lot of competitive games this week. How you feeling about Cherryville Burns? I'm pretty pumped up about that one.
Excited for that one.
It's going to be at Burns. Wouldn't mind doing a game at Cherryville. That's one of the prettiest stadiums west of Charlotte as well. So again, I want to thank our home and away sponsors today. We'll get into that a little bit more as the game goes on, but that's just a big one. Get us back up here in Buncombe County, first time in 2 years. Picked a good one. So 4-0. Got a good team here though in the Rockets, so they're going to try to get a clean inning here and get back in this one. I'll tell you a little bit about our second inning sponsor, Comfort Keeper. Comfort Keeper specializes in comforting solutions for in-home senior care. Nothing is more important than helping people to live full, independent, and dignified lives within the comfort of their own home. So Comfort Keepers offers an extensive range of non-medical care services tailored to the unique needs of each individual they serve. Serving Buncombe and Henderson counties and also hiring for part-time positions. They need flexible people that would be available for AM and PM shifts in the Asheville and Hendersonville area. Contact them today at 828-687-1199 or at Asheville at comfortkeepers.com. Definitely appreciate them. I know that's TC Roberson, hometown sponsor there too. So they're probably, Comfort Keepers are probably taking a lot of comfort in that 4-0 lead right now.
Well, let's get some early scores from the Smoky Mountain 1A, 2A split conference. We'll get to that one in a sec from the Western Highlands. But Andrews,
the shortstop, number 4,
stays on 4-3 over Murphy.
Dang, that's a good small school matchup.
And then Rosman's up 6-4 over Swain County in the 6th. Good for the Tigers down in Rosman.
Rosman having their best season in years. A lot of that's thankful with getting out of the Western Highlands, going to the Smoky Mountain.
Now,
much better fit for them.
Now a Western Highlands score for you.
So Chappie Smith walks, advanced on 2 wild pitches, and then scored on the sac fly by Holt Gaston in the first inning to get the scoring started. So Brosco 1-1 count now.
That Western Highlands score I wanted to mention. Bearcats of Hendersonville beat Avery County 19-12. That's a football score, man. Let me tell you what.
A couple touchdowns.
A little 2-point conversion, missed
field
extra
goals.
point.
Say Hendersonville's got some talent. Had a tough year with their coaches leaving after like 4 or 5 games in the season. So technically 5 head coaches in 4 years for those graduating seniors in Hendersonville. Stability is a big deal, man. That's why we appreciate Coach Stakar, 6 years in the game here, and Coach Philipek, what did we say, 13?
16.
16.
15, 16.
Shoo.
A couple years at Asheville Christian Academy.
Pop fly here by Smith. It's going to be Fry out there in center field. And they've retired the first batter here of the second inning. Baby steps here. Got to get things rolling
Number 2,
on the bump here for Brosco.
Well, speaking of Coach Philippek, his son Parker up second into second for the Rams.
Good college profile, left-handed hitting catcher that can play multiple positions. He goes in his freshman year of college, and he's one of the best 9 hitters. He can be in the outfield. He can play some infield if he's not ready to take over behind the plate. One thing we're going to talk about on the broadcast, you mentioned the Patreon. You're going to want to join it because we're going to have our mock Region 8 state games rosters going up here probably this weekend. There's definitely going to be some players from both these teams on that roster. It's a 20-man roster, so I gotta make some tough decisions just like the state games coaches do. If we do it like last year, we had one bulk list that we shared of like, hey, these are who's in consideration. It was about 50 players. And then we had our uncommitted list, like approaching state games as if it's rising seniors and juniors who are uncommitted. Curveball here by Brosco, called a strike, 2-1. And then we did an all-stars roster, which is including those who are committed but still eligible, and those who are rising sophomores at the time. So this year, there aren't a lot of underclassmen committed, so we may just do one list. We'll see. I think the only underclassman that's committed around here is Tommy Sekretarski. I think is committed to UPenn from Asheville. 2-2 delivery. Ball high here. Scoots back to the backstop here right in front of us. So full count. Brosco's got to throw a pitch in the zone here. No more walks. And 4 walks in the first inning.
Playing him straight up here is the Rockets defense. So, action pitch. And we'll do it again.
Back to the tennis courts.
Hopefully that wasn't Mr. Umpire's car. He drove in, and I told him while I was parking mine, I said, hey, I'll block you with my Jeep.
That was a sound effect.
Sure.
Yeah.
They got the same software as North Henderson because they had the same national anthem. I've always wondered who sings that version. I've heard it millions of times. Don't know who sings it.
Pop fly foul, and that will get
now that's
play.
Closer to Mr. Umpire's car.
I still I like it when the national anthem is sung. We've seen that maybe 2 or 3 times. There was the student down at South Caldwell last year that sang it, and then who's the guy down at Providence Day? Golly, Philip, or he's got I got to look him up. Real nice guy. But he always sings national anthem, the PA announcer. And that's ball 4 to Philippek, so he's got 2 base on balls through 2 innings. So free passes adding up here. It's 5 on the game.
For the Rams, the pitcher, number 7, Hope Aston.
It's going to be a tough box score to calculate again when it comes to earned runs, unearned runs.
That's why you need a tally. Just tally it.
So this is Holt Gaston, had the sac fly RBI, hit a hard line drive to center field. Jaron Fry made a nice play on it, spun him through the ball back to first base, trying to double up Parker Philippek, who was on first base at the time. But on the backside of that play, Chappie Smith was tagging up and scoring the first run. 0-1 delivery. Oh, scratch that. Pick off first base. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Ball up and in, 1-1.
It's not the best crowd I've seen of a TCAC game. That comes back in the 2019 season when it went to 3 games and they played in the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
And that was a big one. We were here down at first base line, watched that, where the Rockets won 2-1.
It can be deceiving, though, because a lot of the TC fandom is probably butted up under the football bleachers there, which is nice on a hot day to have that option.
And then you got the birds watching from the top up there. A lot of people sitting backwards in the stands. Wonder how that is. No back support.
It usually turns into the student section for the opposing team, I've noticed. Heard some chirping at the games up there before. Fastball rods up and in, right under the chin of Holt Gaston.
I'm interested how students are nowadays at high school games that we cover, because we haven't seen a lot of big student sections. I know they come out for football and basketball, but man, baseball, it's outside. I know the best one, and we'll see them on – no, we won't see them on Friday, but their team will be playing is the Tuscola Mountaineers.
Tuscola draws a crowd every time.
I'm excited to see that version at Pisgah, and I'm glad that we set it up that way because we saw it last year at Tuscola, Lake Junaluska Elementary.
That Waynesville Hollers team is going to get good crowds. I'd like to see Legion open up again in Haywood County. Haywood County's got a junior college. It's small, but runner goes. Swing and a pop fly. It's going to be foul and out of play. Well,
off the
tarp there. So good effort by Mincy out there.
Well, works at full, so action pitch again for the Rams.
And it's, again, though, it's got to finish this AB here. Got to get an out. Got to get a ball in play. You got 5 walks through 2 innings here. And it's the most important pitch, you know, in baseball is next pitch. You have to just drop the, every memory you have up to that moment. Just focus on the pitch at task. You can turn a game around real quick if you got a short memory. Ball low. So, again, Phil Peck was off on that pitch. Ball forward, don't matter.
Now batting for the Rams, the right fielder, number 22, Keegan Radford.
So Radford walked his first time. He scored. First and second, 1 out. So Boatwright up on the grass at third. Swing, first pitch, line to left field. It's going to hang up for Anderson. It's a loud out, but good things happen when you get in the zone. You know, just get the bat swinging.
But again, how many pitches do we see the last 2 ABs? And you go with the first one, he's already at 55. That could have been 60.
It's a barrel, though. It was a good piece of hitting. You got to look for your pitch. You know, it's all strategy up 4. It's okay to be aggressive. Runners in scoring position. Now with 2 outs, this might be where Hemphill chooses to be a little bit more patient. Ball up. Always a fun drive here as well because I come the back way and then come down 74. It's like a roller coaster.
Made it twice today.
Runners go. Oh, couldn't get the transfer there. So Braden Davis from glove to hand. Couldn't be clean. Both runners move up. It'll be a stolen base for Parker Philippek and on the backside for Holt Gaston. That is our first Hauling Solutions and Grading stolen base of the evening. Again, Hauling Solutions and Grading out of Henderson County, but servicing all the nearby counties. That's Andrew Casoria. So hauling dirt, gravel, mulch, just like TC was hauling some tail there on the base pass. Pop-up's going to go foul, but play is made by Maury. 3 outs recorded, so 2 walks in the inning, a couple stolen bases, but no runs in. So nice job by Barasco to get a clean in there. Going into the second will be Braden Davis, Levi Anderson, and Jaden Murray. Let's thank our away team sponsors today. Got a good one for you. We want to thank Catalucci Dental Group. We also want to thank Emmix Law. Catalucci Dental Group, Emmix Law, they are the businesses that are supporting the away team tonight and supporting the time that we put towards marketing this game to college coaches pregame, and then editing and posting highlights for the TC Roberson Rams prospects with recruiting and scouting content on social media afterwards. So again, MX Law, they're actually out of Washington State, like Washington, Oregon area. They saw that we were running into some issues with finding some funding for Buncombe County games, and they wanted to help. You know, I don't know if they do business in North Carolina, but if you want to look up MX Law, they're doing great things on the West Coast, and you know, we got some connections there with them. One of their sons, an employee, did some work with us back in November at Cleveland, and you know, they just philanthropic. So, and then Catalucci Dental, that's a familiar name. They got practicing dental groups all through Western North Carolina, and they were quick to help us out. And I'll tell you what, they're going to be helping us out on Friday as well when we're up in Haywood County for Tuscola and Pisgah. They are going to be sponsoring both teams. Okay, they want to shout out both because they got the Haywood County connections there. But if you're trying to choose a lifetime of healthy smiles, then Catalucci Dental Group is the dental group for you. They got offices in Clyde, Silva, Candler, and Franklin, and we appreciate the heck out of them. So making me feel bad reading that. I'm like, dang, I ain't been to the dentist in a minute.
Well, guess where I'm going tomorrow? My dentist.
Oh, Lordy. Well, you got to go Catalucci, man. So good sponsors on both sides this evening. And I will say, we're glad to be back in Buncombe County. It's the epicenter of mountain talent. It really is. You know, you got good baseball at all our schools here. You know, Ty Acock, good catcher out of Enka. Irwin's got a pretty decent team this year. Some young talent coming up. And, you know, Tucker Nicholson. You got over at North Buncombe, Cam Keenan. So, I mean, Davis Franklin. There's good players at all the Asheville schools.
Well,
but these two right here are definitely the top two.
The Mac's in full swing today. I think Inca's at Asheville and North Buncombe at Irwin, maybe. I'm not sure if that's at Irwin or at North Buncombe, but full on.
First pitch here, Braden Davis going to pop it up on the right side, foul over into the football bleachers. Again, Braden Davis, known him since he's a freshman. Very realistic kid, worked hard. Every time you gave him a task or like a concept to work on, he did it. The first thing was getting big, and man, he worked hard. He lifted, he ate, he got up to like 185, 190, got stronger, started hitting home runs and doubles. And like I told you earlier, someone had to step up behind the plate this year. And not having a lot of catcher's experience, he said, I'll do it. And he's held the fort back there. Swing and a drive to center field. It's going to split the gaps a little bit, but it's Hemphill that calls off Atwaters and makes the first out of the inning. I'll bring Levi Anderson up.
Now batting for your Rockets, the left fielder, number 11, Levi Anderson.
Levi can play multiple positions for you. He did a prospect filming with us a couple years ago at Brevard College in the junior class. He's out in left field today. Rockets have had their first base runner, but they're still looking for their first hit.
Well, not according to our home scoreboard, but according to your book,
the homers gave him a hit. So again, Jaron Fry hit that ball hard and short. But hey, that's a stroke here. So Levi Anderson's going to put Hemphill back to the wall, and he's going to make that catch at the warning track. So it's a couple fly balls out there to Hemphill, who's already got 3 putouts.
Now batting for your Rockets, the second baseman, number 5, Jaden Marie.
So Jaden Marie, first at bat of the evening for the first baseman. Holt Gaston, first pitch curveball. That's tough on the inside corner. So good strike one pitch.
Looks like AC Reynolds got the new lights too here.
Yep, the same ones we saw at East Lincoln that also reflect the light upwards. So lose the fly ball and the dark less, right? So Holt Gaston cruising here in the second inning. 2 fly balls to center fielder. Here's a ground ball with a little bit of English on it, but it's going to stay in the foul grounds there for Pastuzik to catch and toss back to his pitcher.
What was that thing you said the other day?
Some Esperanto on the ball.
And Canio cracked up.
Smart jokes.
Smart joke.
Ball high.
No Canio this week.
Canio's busy. He's restoring things. What was it restoration?
First restoration.
He's restoring things, and then he's going to visit his daughter this weekend. I think she's at NC State, Chapel Hill. She's at one of the big universities,
I think State.
And I ain't about to get in the way of a man and visiting his children. I feel that. So it's tough during broadcast season because all three of my kids, their birthdays all fall between late March and early May. Foul pop. Pastuzik tries to make chase, but it's out.
What do you expect here since he's so late on the ball the last couple of swings?
I think I'd say just give him your best fastball right at the top of the zone. You know, you're in the bottom part of the lineup right here.
Do you expect that as a pitch or as a hitter and try to pull one a little bit, get ahead of it a little bit?
It depends on if they've seen 90-mile-per-hour fastballs. You know, I think a lot of times it's just trying to get the timing down, and when you get it, went curveball. So Gaston goes against my theory. Goes to the curveball. That's his second strikeout. Nice curveball, too.
Oh, yeah.
So 1-2-3 inning. No hits, no runs, no errors. Heading into the top of the third, it's going to be Dave Pastuzik, Cooper Friedholm, and Zeke Adwaters.
Well, Hole was connected right there with 13 pitches, 10 better than his first, but we want you to stay connected on social media with Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. Like and subscribe on YouTube at youtube.com/@BB University WNC. Like us on Facebook, Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. Follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram at BB University WNC. And check out our website, baseballu.org.
Well, we had fun last week doing all the Easter tournaments. We caught a game on Tuesday, a Mountain 8 game. It was East and North. North with the big win, first win of the conference for them. And then Wednesday and Thursday was the Easter tournaments. Wednesday was the 43rd annual Catawba Easter Classic. I'm 43 this year. So 1983 was the first year of that tournament. I love the history down in Hickory, the Henkel. So we were at CVCC, Post 42, home field. Got to hang out with Coach McDonald a little bit at the end of the game. CVCC, again, great JUCO program. And then Thursday, one of our favorite places, we're in Shelby, home of the American Legion World Series. Speaking of American Legion World Series, our third inning sponsors, American Legion Post 70, the Asheville Post. They're here to remind you that Legion is back, and our best players in Western North Carolina have been trying out for Legion. I think the Senior Legion tryouts are over. I think there's one more Junior Legion tryout coming up. I want to remind you that Post 70 won Area 4. They won states, they won regions, and they made it all the way to the World Series to Shelby last year. They were 2-1 in that World Series, eliminated on a tiebreaker. And we had Micah Simpson, Caden Davidson, big part of that team. For the Reynolds Rockets, Luke Nesbitt, Jackson Pavone. So a lot of Legion connections here with these two Asheville-centered teams.
The first baseman, number 15, Dave.
Love going to Shelby. I just love that stadium. It's a minor league stadium, essentially. There used to be minor league baseball in it. It's surprisingly easy to wire up. Did not think that stadium was going to be so easy to wire up for the broadcast.
Very different from right here in Fairview, but very easy compared to here in Fairview. Both of these last two games have been very stress-free when it comes to setting up.
A lot of bungees today with the aluminum fencing, but aluminum is easier than netting. Again, 4 good camera angles for you this evening. All right, so Brasco is out there for another inning. It's Pastuzik, who walked in the first inning. Again, big, strong senior, still looking for a college home. Playing first base tonight, but also a right-handed pitcher.
First base umpire says yes on the check swing. Haven't seen that all year this year.
Wonder if I can get a angled velo from over here. Probably add like 1 or 2 miles per hour on it. That ain't right. It's at 35. That's a strike 3 fastball. Get some chasing. So it's hard to get a good read here. If you've ever been to Reynolds before, the backstop area, there's just a thin aisle between the fence and the press box. That's some of the families sitting back there, but I ain't about to start pushing people out of the way to grab radar gun readings yet. I might holler down there to see if anybody's been reading it with their own radar guns. Cooper Friedholm had an RBI single in the first inning. I think that was the backside hit between first and second. Didn't get the good bat on that. It's going to be chased down, and it is foul. So that was Boatwright making chase down the left field line.
Well, from our Foothills 10, number 1 team, North Lincoln, down 5-4 to rival East Lincoln in the third.
I can see it. East Lincoln's a good team. There's a lot of rivalry down that area, a lot of transferring, a lot of people switching teams. So they all I don't know. We learned a lot when we were down there. So that makes those rivalries even more heated. All low here.
Our number 2 team, the Alexander
and my
Central
favorite right
Cougars.
Now. They're my favorite.
They beat mountain-friendly team McDowell 11-0. So they can move. They could see some movement.
That's my favorite team right now is Alexander Central. I love the way they played baseball. That was not a bad Newton Conover team, but they just went out and absolutely wrecked them. Damn near killed them. But Newton Conover, I mean, there's some good talent there, but like Alexander Central, that was their 4th straight Mercy win. I think they may have had one before this. Did they play? No, they didn't play yesterday, so this would be their 5th straight Mercy. Golly.
They're making a push for number 1 in the Foothills.
They're going to make a state run, and they're going to potentially run in to one of these teams.
That's what I love about this. We mentioned in a pregame, they're finally back in the same classification in 6A for the first time since 2021 when they were both 3A schools.
Ooh, hit him on the head. That is a hit by a pitch. Did that hit the bat?
That hit the bat.
I thought it hit the helmet.
Oh, it would have made a louder noise with the helmet.
All right.
Is that plastic?
Got to remember to put that barrel down. I just wish the roads weren't so crooked in the mountains. You know, it's hard to get to Alexander Central. It's hard to get to Wilkes County. It takes a while. We need to set up more maybe like weekend tournaments like Friday, Saturday. Backside ground ball here, picked up by Reimer. Throws over to first. Good hustle.
That's what I was thinking.
Not taking any plays off there. So 2 quick outs after that 4-run first inning. Again, walks will get you. 4 walks in the first inning, 4 runs. Going to be Zeke Atwater's here batting with 2 outs. Again, Zeke in left field. He can play shortstop. He can move around move all around the field for you. I'm watching the replay right now on that foul ball. Yeah, it hit the bat. You are 100% correct.
It almost hit the camera. Play of the game? Next level baseball play of the game?
Zeke Atwater's 0-1 count. Here's a routine ground ball to the shortstop. Pavone throws across. Nice stretch there by Maury. So Baylor Pavone gets the routine ground ball out. It's a 1-2-3 inning here in the third. The Rockets needed that. Holy moly. So heading into the bottom of the third, let's tell you a little bit about our in-game sponsors. Again, we've been mentioning our inning sponsors. We have some in-game sponsors that reflect the action of the game. Our Mound Visit sponsor is Ion Outdoors. Our insurance run sponsor is Chad McMahon State Farm Insurance. Our Web Gem sponsor is Granning Landscapes. Our Stolen Base sponsor is Hauling Solutions and Grading. Our Called Strike 3 sponsor is Burlett Painting. Our Play of the Game sponsor is Next Level Baseball. And our player of the game is Cam Wood Bats. We appreciate them and all the support. Help us make these broadcasts happen. So whole gas is going to be coming out for a third inning. He is not allowed a hit yet. He's faced 7 batters, the only base runner, the potential single, the potential E6 by Jaron Fry there in the first inning.
Well,
So-
West Iredale up on Mady, another Foothills score. That's in the 7th, 7-2 for the, I think it's the Warriors, West Iredale Warriors. And that's it from current mountain teams. A lot of teams in play today. Across the state, we have 228 games in play across the state public classification, private schools, homeschool teams. Really cool to see high school baseball getting ramped up here the last couple of weeks of the year, making playoff pushes.
It was a fast season. Again, I think NCHAA took away 1 week of the baseball season. It got real quick for the Southern Piedmont and the Western Foothills conferences since they have 9 teams in their conference. So they had to jump into conference play immediately down there. That's why we're digging this Burns versus Cherryville game on Thursday. First AB of the day for Gage Brosco, the pitcher. He'll be trying to help his own cause here versus a tough counterpart in Holt Gaston. Swing and a miss.
We finished with 12 that last inning, so another 10 better than previous.
Hey, if you're watching the game out there, send the link out. Appreciate our viewers, but let your friends and family know they're watching a good one here in
Drop a
Buncombe
comment where
County.
you're watching from. It'd be really cool to see some engagement in the comments. We got someone saying go Rockets.
Maybe you're at another game right now checking in. Maybe you're at home enjoying a glass of good iced tea. It's a tough time of year, too. We got growing season coming. My wife just finished building a greenhouse. I helped a little bit, but she takes the reins in the homesteading side of things this time of year. But got lambs being born any day. And a lot of baseball to bring you as well. So that's mountain baseball for you. It's homesteading and baseball broadcasts. One thing I do like about this side of the mountain is better food. You know, you come over to the Buncombe County, Asheville side, there's some good food spots. You got Papa's and Beer across the street here. You got the local joint up there at the gas station. I like living in Edneyville, but you've heard me complain before. There ain't no good pizza.
Where's a pizza fiend?
I like Kay's, man. They're opening up on your side over there in Flat Rock. I like Kay's.
Don't they have one in Saluda?
They
That's
do.
Where we passed
They do,
it when
yep.
we were dodging traffic.
They do.
Going to Shelby on Thursday.
It's one thing I liked when we moved down here back in late 2014. It's just all the food options, you know. Working at Cane Creek those first couple of years, you get like a teacher work day. It gets catered by Papa's and Beer. Woo. Swing and a miss. So Holt Gaston gasses them. Pun intended. Now bring Lou Boatwright up to the plate. He's in the 9-hole tonight. Lou, good athlete.
Batting for your Rockets, the third baseman. Number
Older
10,
brother
Lou
playing at Wake
Boatwright.
Tech for Coach Russ. Wake Tech Eagles. Lou is part of that Christ School program the last couple of years. Going to be finishing up his playing career here at Reynolds. Is that bunt attempt? I just looked up.
Same.
Huh?
Same.
So that's what happens. I'm trying to run the book, trying to get the ad reads. I'm missing the action.
Trying to run the broadcast, trying to run the score bug.
Speaking of that, I was talking to some folks before the game during the JV game. Like, we've been looking for interns for 2 years, been putting ads out to nice pitch by Gaston. They going to check down there? Philpeck's got to check down there. Yes, he did. I was going to say, it's a good call by the base umpire. So 0-2 quickly. But, yeah, we're looking for interns. Been putting flyers out to the local colleges last 2 years. We've had a couple bites. But, honestly, I don't know if it's just the young people today. You hear me coming off real old looking. Oh, I appreciate you. Strike 3 here to Lou Boatwright. Well, we've had like a couple bites, but it's usually, honestly, those couple bites, like it's an hour or two before game time, and I get a phone call canceling. So we need some reliable baseball fans
Now batting for your Rockets, the second baseman.
that are
Number 3,
needing
Avery
intern
Reimer.
hours hours or experience, and we'll try to hook you up when we can. A lot of it depends on continuing to find these great home and away team sponsors. We got Legion season coming up, so we're going to be looking for Legion baseball sponsors as well. Back to the top here, Avery Reimer is a strikeout victim in the first inning, and Holt Gaston trying to strike out the side here. He ain't going to do it. Picked up by the third baseman. Friedholm tosses over to first base, 5-3, retired. I'll tell you, with him being a sidearm pitcher, that works well from that angled approach from third base there, just being able to drop down and whip it across like Ripken style. So no hits, no runs, all outs. We're heading into the top of the fourth. It's going to be Isaac Sierra in the 9-hole, then back to the top with Chappie Smith and Parker Phillipek.
Wind picking up here. Got bottles flying, got papers flying. Reynolds Rockets getting ready to take the field. After 3, Roberson over Reynolds 4-0. Well, good time to thank our 4th inning sponsor, Nova X Kinectics. Youth, high school, and college pitchers, you're trying to take the next step in your player development. Nova X Kinectics is directed by Coach Anthony Payne. Coach Payne has worked with several Western North Carolina pitchers in the last few seasons and helped them make major jumps in their physicality, velocity, and overall athletic performance. By using data analytics and biomechanics, Coach Payne is trying to help pitchers make the most out of their potential. You're going to make strides in your pitching performance. Get with Coach Payne at Nova X Kinectics ASAP, offering in-house and remote training
Now batting for the
options
Rams, the second
for high
baseman,
school
number 10,
and college
Isaac Sierra.
athletes. Nova X Kinectics, new school data, old school grit.
It takes time.
Well,
Running into
Isaac Sierra.
some old players back there. Camden Lance, good young man, living life, engaged. It's crazy when you coach these little kids in middle school and you run into them years later and they're getting married. All right, where are we at? What did I miss? Anything at all?
Missed the ball
Isaac
for
Sierra.
Isaac Sierra.
Pitch count 70. This will be the 72nd pitch for Brasco. That's another one. Braden Davis gonna want to check down there. Yes, 2 for 2. Here we go.
3 for 3.
First base umpire killing it.
3 for 3.
3 for 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. So 1-1 delivery here. Bounces it.
Well, AT over at Reynolds Rice Banks, class of 69 North Henderson, ran into him earlier too. So it's really cool to see baseball players sticking around. He was talking about how all the ATs up in Henderson County would love where they're at. So he's over here, Marsh Hill grad.
Ooh, Brasco missing high there. So last 2 pitches missing low, missing high. Got to get back in that zone. It was funny the first, I'd say 4 years of 4 or 5 years down here in Western North Carolina. I was on this side of the mountain all the time. Ooh, right over the head. That's ball 4. So Sierra with the leadoff walk. Sierra lined out to finish the first inning with that double play. So
Now batting for the Rams,
leads off
shortstop,
here
number 4,
with a base on balls. But yeah, lived in Eddyville, but taught at Cane Creek. So always coming over the mountain, Terry's Gap. Lived over here, got to know the culture, know the people. And then when I went over to Apple Valley and then I also started working for myself, I feel like I lost touch with this region a little bit. Swing, foul ball, hooking, foul. Yeah, that's out of play. Foul ball, hook and foul.
Foul ball, hook and
working my
foul.
calls here, Hunter.
Hey.
But yeah, I know this drive like the back of my hand. You know, my son Robert went to Reynolds his freshman year, and then finished up at North when I moved schools. Pick off attempt here. Back with plenty of time is Sierra.
report the score on Max Preps.
It is crazy how a mountain peak can separate like two lifestyles. They're like the Asheville lifestyle, a lot more art, music, going out, doing things, fluency, and maybe the arts. And then on the Edneyville side, it's like grit, hard work, putting plants in, raising livestock, trucks, country music. Both good communities. Hit by a pitch there is Chappie Smith.
Well, you want to talk about country music, you talk about AC Reynolds High School.
Yeah, there's somebody famous, right? Who
There's
you got? Luke Church
somebody.
or something?
No, Eric Church,
Eric Church
is from South Caldwell.
Luke Church
where
is
we
a pitcher
were.
for South Caldwell.
Luke Church is a pitcher from South Caldwell. We don't know if there's a relation. But Luke Combs went to school here. Big famous country music singer, one of my favorites, as well as Chase Rice.
He's a music guy?
He's a country music singer. He's got a song that mentions Walk the Halls of Reynolds High.
No.
It does. I'll play it to you later. Well, we got a Ion Outdoors mound visit. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change.
Ion Outdoors, located down there near Gaston County. You got a backyard dream and you want to come true, get with Ion Outdoors, IG, Facebook. They got some interesting images up to give you an idea of their work. If you mention the broadcast, they'll sit you down for a free consultation and pool design. Let's get a final line here on Barrasco. So technically only 3 innings. Write it in here. So 3 innings gives up 4 runs. We'll figure out how many.
Number 6.
Only 2 hits.
Anderson.
Gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 walks and a hit by pitch is what it was. Strikes out 1. And as far as earned runs go, I'm going to say new pitcher here is Mac Anderson. He's a senior. We'll tell you a little bit about him in a minute. But yeah, of the 4 runs, I want to say, when did we get the? I'm going to say 3 of them are yeah. I might be wrong. This is where Game Changer is great, using the computer. All right, so Mac Anderson, senior pitcher, going to come in here and relieve. So again, Barrasco got some good stuff, man. I like the frame. I like the closed delivery. He's got to get a little bit more north-south on the finish. Didn't get any velo on him. Like I said, I ain't even trying to sneak back in there. I'm 6'5". I'm a little, probably about 20 pounds overweight. I ain't trying to snake back in there. I'll be ruining some fans' lives to get radar right now. So no damage done yet. These 2 base runners are going to be allotted to Barrasco if they do score. We're at first and second right now. That's Sierra and Smith.
Now batting for the Rams, the catcher, number 2, Parker.
You got a favorite high school stadium in Buncombe County? They're all pretty interesting.
Well, I played at all of them. I don't know if I think we did play at all of them in the regular season because it was us. It was all 6 plus us, West, and Tuscola. So I did play at all of them. I don't know if I saw the field much, but
shows bunt. This is where they can start causing a little chaos here. Do you call strike or ball on that?
Ball. We know Inca is in like the. If you want to call Polk County the bottoms, then Inca is the bottom of the bottoms. It is so hard. I don't even know if we'd be able to.
It's unique because it's the only stadium that's really separated from its fans, Bunt down the third base line, and that ball is going to roll and finally settle in foul ground. So Lou Boatwright wisely letting it roll foul.
Irwin's a nice stadium. I hit a foul ball during summer ball into a trash can there. I remember that.
Irwin needs some personality. It's not a bad field. It's just there's nothing that really stands out where it's like they got this, right? Like with Reynolds, it's like the backdrop here is nice. My favorite is North Buncombe.
I was going to say
the wood walls.
North Buncombe, the house in center field. I've seen some bombs hit there. Alex Destino just murdered balls left and right back in the day, the South Carolina Gamecocks. So
he was a pro, right?
Yeah.
He never made it out of the minors, but he was a pro, I believe. So. Swinging a hard line drive to right field. Throw's going to come home, but no play at the plate as Sierra scores the 5th run of this game. So the at-bat started with Philippek flashing bunt, almost putting a beauty down the line, and then a rocket, a high exit velo, base hit, RBI. So again, versatile team that's willing to do what it takes. They can bunt, they can sting it, whatever is appropriate. So that run will be tacked on to Barrasco. So right now I got him at 5 runs, 4 earned. Chappie Smith's only 90 feet away from scoring that 6th run. This is Holt Gaston now. Holt walked his last time. Throw down to second. Oh, it's going to be bounced off of Reimer, and that's going to allow the runners to move up again. So I guess we got to do an E2 on the throw. That allows Smith to come in and score. We'll give Philippek a stolen base. So that's a Hauling Solutions and Grading stolen base. And he advances to 3rd on that E2. So again, throw went through. Reimer tried to short hop it. It bounced off the heel of his glove. Smith was holding at 3rd, so good throw. Would have kept him at bay. That'll be an unearned run, so 6 runs for Barrasco, but only 4 earned. Gaston hits a ground ball to second baseman Reimer. It's going to be an RBI ground out, so 2nd RBI of the night for Gaston. So a sac fly RBI and an RBI ground out. So 0 for 1 on the evening with a walk, a sac fly, and a RBI ground out. So making it happen without plating a hit. I love it. Good small ball. So Keegan Radford now batting with 1 out. Base is empty now. All the runners now, or excuse me, all the batters now will be accounted to the new pitcher, Anderson. So again, Philippek, that run counts against Anderson. 7-0. Again, I like what I saw out of Radford last year. I like what I saw him in that Bob Lewis Scout Day. I think he's one of the keys to the offensive success for TC this year on their playoff run. Ground ball to shortstop. The Bone's going to have to hurry. Good throw. So he had to wait for that hop a little bit and then shoots it across 6-3. So Reynolds able to have 2 clean innings there, the 2nd and the 3rd, but running into trouble here in the 4th again. The story, walks, right? Free passes. With 7 walks and a hit by pitch here by Barrasco. Anderson comes in. He's going right after the runners, or right after the batters here. Philippek with a single. Gaston grounds out. Radford grounds out. Hemphill now. Hemphill 1 for 2. Had an RBI single in the 1st inning. Popped out foul to the first baseman to end the 2nd.
Well, you mentioned 7 walks, 7 runs on 7 walks. That's a killer if you're a Rockets fan right now.
There's only 3 hits. Only 4 hits. Now I was going to say 4 hits in the game. I gave an E6, so I'm saying Holt Gaston's got a no-hitter in my book. We'll see. Slammed. That ball is going to cruise off the fence. It's going to be a stand-up double for Brooks Hemphill. That ball may have not gotten like 50 feet off the ground, but it sizzled through the air, firmly landing against that fence out there. So 2-out double for Brooks Hemphill. Hemphill working on a good line, 2 for 3. Pastuzik walked and struck out. Again, we told you Pastuzik, first time I heard that name was at Watauga. Moved to the TC Roberson neighborhood for this season. He's got a chance now to add on some Chad McMahon insurance runs. We might as well go ahead and use that term here. Runner goes, throw down by, oh, it's a good one, but had a good jump there, did he, Hemphill. So stolen base. Say Hauling Solutions and Grading stolen base. So it was a good throw by Davis, but Hemphill hauling tail to get to 3rd, just like Andrew Castoria is hauling mulch and gravel and sand and dirt and whatever you need across Henderson and Buncombe County.
2-0. I don't know how I got to 3-1 from 2-0, but okay.
A little discrepancy on the count here. Here's the pitch from Anderson. Hard ground ball. Picked up by Pavone. Throws across. Pavone's been steady over there. 6-3 on the putout. Say Pavone, I think, has 3 putouts in the game. 3 assists, I should say. I apologize. So let's see. 1, 2 hits in the inning. 3 runs in with a walk and a hit by pitch. There is an error in the inning as well. It is 7-0 heading into the bottom of the 4th. It'll be Pavone, Fry, and Hutchins. Want to shout out our home team sponsors again. These are the businesses that are supporting the time that we put towards marketing this game to college coaches pregame and editing and posting highlights for the AC Reynolds Rockets prospects with recruiting and scouting content on social media post-game. So again, I want to shout out Owen Joseph. Again, they don't ask for a lot of recognition. They just like helping. We want to shout out To the Brim Refill Store. We'll tell you a little bit more about them in a minute. And the Asheville Whistle Pigs. Again, the Asheville Whistle Pigs first game of the year will be May 28th. If you're interested, you're going to need to reach out on their website is WNCYSA.org. And there should be a link on there to get you connected to the Whistle Pigs. Again, reach out to me and I can give you some numbers as well. But I like what they're doing. They're trying to accommodate our college talent coming home in the summer looking for a place to play. Competitive schedule. And I'll be honest with them, the Honeycrisp and the Waynesville Howlers, I'd like to see it keep growing and we just make an Asheville Collegiate League using our best high school fields in the summer, but that's just me. And then I want to tell you a little bit about To the Brim. Again, they were our sponsor for the Legion season last year. And they are a zero waste shop where customers can refill their own containers with bulk home cleaning, bath, and body products, reducing the single-use plastic waste. So again, you come and you refill your containers. Again, I think it's genius. I think it's cheaper overall, and it's much more environment friendly. So it's going to be Baylor Pavone here to lead off the 4th inning. And it's actually his family that are the owners and the proprietors of the To the Brim refill. To the Brim refill store. Thinking basketball here.
Basketball's over.
Trying to find those rebounds. So To the Brim.
Don't know where that missed.
Say the umpire's been all right tonight, but there have been a few. But we got to be good to our umpires. Again, there's not a lot of young umpires right now, so we got to be good to the old ones to try to facilitate some new ones. Where we as parents and coaches sometimes we scare these guys away. You know, I'm old school. I like a little back and forth between umpires and coaches. It's just the right way to do it, you know, without showing everybody up. Nice swing by Pavone there. He's able to keep his hands back on the curveball. It's going to split the gaps. So he's going to go for 2 here. He's looking at his third base coach, but he's going to put the brakes on. So excellent way to start the 4th inning. The Rockets need to blast off soon. They're running out of outs. So 4th inning would be a prime time for a crooked number.
Well, that breaks up Hope Gaston's no-hitter.
16, Darren Fry.
In our book.
Our book.
So no discrepancy anymore. It'll be Jaron Fry, this week's Good Iced Tea Player of the Week. Last week's Good Iced Tea Player of the Week, I should say. Reminding all our high school coaches to get your nominations in at the end of the week. Pick off the temp here a second. Has some good nominations this week for sure. Want more, though. We like trying to shout out all our best here in Western North Carolina. Good fight here. Say Fry trying to be aggressive and jump on the fastball early.
I think we could talk about the best. Some of these notable alumni from AC Reynolds, Bryce Hensley, Blaine Howell, Andre Treadway. The 2 big ones up on the wall behind us on the concession stand are Sam Runyon and John Henson. They played Major League Ball, I believe. Did they both make it to the pros or to the show?
I have no idea. I have to go look it up.
I believe John did. Played at Clemson. I'm not sure where Sam played college. I didn't check that. But they produce just as good of some players here
I
over
mean, I
in the
still
Reynolds
feel
community.
like I know we're not as deep as a lot of these foothills or other parts of the country. Where is that? Holy moly!
I guess it's inside.
But I think as far as top level talent, I think we produce just as much as anywhere in the country, man. If you go back and look at who's gone out of this area to play pro or high level college baseball, like some legends. Again, I think the tradition is what I respect the most about the foothills. I'd love to see more of that in the mountains. You have tradition of individual programs, but like what we saw with the Catawba, bigger tournaments, the crowds that show up, the Legion baseball, just trying to continue to bring things back to the community. That's the underlying purpose of these broadcasts. Try to put more back in the hands of the local baseball community. Not a fan of the sports youth business world, which is a $40 billion a year industry, which still doesn't make sense because as the more money's made, participation in youth sports goes down. So we feel with Legion in high school doing the broadcast. There's a hard ground ball. The shortstop bounces up on Smith. Nice play. Throws across. Made it look routine on a tough hop. But just trying to find ways to keep money in the pockets of the families. Looking to the community. That's what the Patreon's for. We're doing better. We had a couple of Patreon members join this week. I think we're over 130 members. If you're listening to this right now and you're not part of the Patreon, I truly feel you'll enjoy it. I don't see anything out there that matches the articles, the power rankings, the preseason coverage. Hunter's getting ready to do some postseason buy prediction, like trying to predict who's going to get buys. That'll be part of our content here in the next week or two. This weekend, the big project I'm working on is the mock Region 8 state games. So again, one out here. Pavone at second with the leadoff double. Hudgens flew out deep to center field in the first inning. Stayed back on a curveball from Gaston and got a lot of it. Pops up here. It's that Bermuda Triangle out there, though. Oh, and is off the glove of Radford. Pavone is going to head into third base. That Bermuda Triangle can be tough out there. That'll be an E9. Hudson settles into first base. It'll be first and third. Braden Davis to the plate now. Braden led off the second with a fly ball to center field.
Now batting for your Rockets, the catcher, number 28, Braden Davis.
Only one out. Again, flew out to center last time. That'd help here. That'd be a sac fly. Rockets need to try to string some hits together, though. Catching up in the hit column. 4 for TC, 3, maybe 2, depending on who you talk to for the Reynolds.
1 for us.
Well, they gave him a hit on the pop there, too?
Yeah.
Oh. Homer's up in the score
I feel
box.
like they're homer. I guess it is homers because you don't want to. Do you want to give the opposing Rams errors? Or do you want to give your home guys hits? So I think they're trying to boost the batting averages as we got a Ion Outdoors mound visit.
Get that game changer out of that parent's hands. There's an Ion Outdoors mound visit here for you. First one of the day for the Rams. Probably just telling Holt Gaston, settle down a little bit. You should have 2 outs, right? These runs, they don't blemish you. We're up 7. You can go 1 out at a time, then you'll give up 1 run, play those odds. What you don't want to do here is give up a gapper. You don't want to add another base runner via walk. Best thing that could happen here is a ground ball. Get a ground ball in the middle of the field. Braden runs well for a corner guy, a catcher, but he's probably more of a 7-3, 7-4 runner. So ground ball in the middle of the field could be a double play. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Again, getting deeper in this game, Coach Philipek not afraid to go to the bullpen. He's used it very strategically throughout the years of watching him coach. Seen him go to some pitchers for just a batter. Swing and a miss. Chase one low there. Might have just been a boring fastball on that, like a two-seam. So 2-2. Got to be big here. Shorten up. See he's choked up just a tad here. Holds it. They're going to check down to first base. Or excuse me, to the field umpire. I don't think he did. So
I love this delayed. Did he go?
now if I'm the umpire, I'd have been pointing down to first and been like, ooh, there you are at second. Like I'm just used to.
Well, we
going to
saw
first.
at the
The Catawba
tournament 3 umpires down there, so we got to
Catawba,
get some more
yeah.
umpires out of these games, which I think that was probably because they had 2 games, and so they rotated a little bit.
Full count. Swing and a miss. Big K from Holt Gaston. Went back to the gas, low and away.
You had that one in your pocket, didn't you?
That's the second time I've used it. I'm trying to think of some more space-related puns for the Rockets, but I'm like, Artemis. What did they do?
Well, they shot something. SpaceX shot some off this morning because everyone on Facebook was talking about it from here to the upstate.
Oh, the Edneyville. Yeah, so Amy showed me a picture. It was like, this happened over Edneyville last night. I was like, holy moly. It's like a giant spaceship going across the horizon.
It's just the lights, man, and how it lines up. So that's good for maybe the Rockets send someone to the moon.
Any astronauts from AC Reynolds? Huh?
That would
No?
be very fitting. If I was an astronaut from AC, I would definitely take a hat or
Oh,
a
Mrs.
jersey
High
or
here.
something and put it on the moon. No, just some country music singers and internet personalities.
Coach King's brother-in-law.
Yeah, Ben Johnson, Caleb Presley, internet personality, as well as running back for the Panthers, Rico Dowdle, and the 1962 Miss America, Maria Fletcher.
Swing, foul tip into the glove. So Holt Gaston finding another gear here
How old
in
were
the
you
4th
then?
inning. In 1962, not alive.
Dad was 3.
I remember your dad's birthday because it was the first year of the Lincoln Memorial penny.
Everything's pennies with you.
Oh, man, I love me some pennies.
Well,
pennies are dead, man. You got to collect them now.
I guess your penny thing didn't happen.
Rockets don't want pennies, though. They want pay dirt here. They're looking for some gold coins. They got to cash in. Say Rockets got to play that silver market or something here. They got to get some big pay dirt. 7-0 deficit here. Again,
We've got to buy the
very
dip
current
and sell
scoreboard
high.
operator with the 3 hits out there. It's killing me. Nice fight. So Levi Anderson, the junior, he's in left field. He flew out deep to center field, I believe, in the 2nd inning as well. So a couple just missed him through the lineup here.
Well, this will be his longest inning, Holt Gaston, going for his 24th pitch of the inning. He threw 23 in the 1st. So, action pitch here. Full count, 2 outs for the Rockets.
Runner will be going. They're going to do the old 3rd and 1st. We saw that. We saw that the other day. That worked for somebody. Was it
At East? No.
I want to say it was a Foothills game.
Chris Caldwell, maybe?
It wasn't Charlotte Christian, was it? I don't know.
And we'll do it again as
Good
that's
fight.
in the end zone.
Hey, look, I know they haven't scored a run, but to get them up to 74 pitches here, I mean, they've been getting deeper in the counts, fighting to get the pitch count up and get them out of this game. I mean, deep bullpen, not a lot of lefties. I noticed that, like Micah Simpson and Heron Smith Martin graduating last year. I think the only lefty, and he might have actually pitched for JV today, is Seaver Worley, 28. Younger brother of Nolan. Nolan's a guy we could end up seeing in this game. All up. Good job by Levi Anderson. Get deep into the count, work the walk. So bases loaded. Biggest threat.
Now batting
of
for
the
your Rockets,
evening.
number 5, Jaden Maurice.
Let's see here. Can we get a punt? It was one small walk for the Rockets, but one giant rally needed to get back in this game. Famous words of Neil Armstrong, who was not a Reynolds graduate.
Did he go to the moon?
But Buzz
though?
Aldrin, also not.
Did he go to the moon? Are
Debatable.
you a
I always just make the joke of like who was filming them. Did the first guy
What'd you
jump
say,
off?
John,
The first
the
guy
other day?
jumped off.
We left John at the moon. That's why Artemis 2 is
Then
going
there's
back.
the other image of it blasting off back in the 60s from the moon. It's like, they left him. That's why Artemis is there. You got to get the camera guy. How many years later?
What was that? I don't even.
63? It was during Kennedy, right? I got to go back and look. Terrible.
Terrible American
Terrible.
not know when we allegedly went to the moon.
Know these things, man.
We got to know that the Rockets are itching for some RBIs right here in a 1-1 count. Bases juiced.
Ooh, RBI, HBP. Teammates are going to be very appreciative of Jaden for that. It's a 90-mile-per-hour fastball. It's going to say Rawlings or Wilson or Spalding or whatever ball we're using nowadays. But it's RBI, first one of the game. That'll be Baylor Pavone trotting in for the first run.
Number 4, Gage Barreto.
So Pavone leads off with the double, finally comes back around. Little luck in the inning with the E9 out there in right field. Levi Anderson with an amazing at-bat, prolonged, works the walk. And then Jaden Moree taking one for the team. His mama's going to have a bag of ice for him ready tonight, along with a Hot Pocket and a Gatorade.
You know, what happens here is teammates should get him a milkshake or
Something.
slushy or something.
Especially if they end up winning this ball game. So Gage Barasco. Is it still Gage? Or do we have a pinch hitter here with the pitch and change? That's not Mac Anderson, is it? Where's my roster? Yes, this is Mac Anderson hitting for Barasco now. So there's a 1-for-1 switch. Anderson, the senior. Bounces one here. So we saw this a little bit in the Asheville game last year, but it was the first inning where Gaston can get out of his mechanics just a bit. It looks a little short in the finish right now. He's not yanking to first base like he was last year. But watch that stride leg a little bit here. See, I feel like he's a little more narrow than he has been the rest of the game. He's not lifting the leg. There's no need to slide step here. So I say he just gives a full pump and make sure he's getting downhill. So it's a timing thing right here. 2-2 count. So Anderson being asked to do a lot here, coming in relief to pitch and now to try to prolong the rally. Full count. It'll be 83 pitches coming up here for Holt Gaston.
Oh, runner's off.
Say they'll be running. Oh, they're going to try to do
Mm-hmm.
the little third base move again. Who's number 3?
No, who's on third?
Who's on first? Who's on third? Who's on third would be, that is Cody Hudgens over
Hudgens
there.
needs to get deeper into foul territory right here so he don't get drilled by a ball.
Swinging
It doesn't
a
matter.
miss. Anderson goes down swinging. Big K from Gaston. That is his 6K of the game, so he's racking them up. We'll see if he comes back out for the 5th inning. Pitch count's getting up there a little bit. We're going to head into the top of the 5th. It's going to be Cooper Friedholm, Zeke Atwaters, and Isaac Sierra, 7, 8, 9.
Well, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 3 left on base, and a walk and a hit, a couple walks and a hit by pitch for the Rockets trying to get back in it.
We mentioned it earlier, our Patreon spot. You got to hop over to the Patreon. It's www.patreon.com/BB University WNC. we're going to be putting those Region 8 mock state games up soon. So if you want to know what I'm thinking, who I think needs to be selected, subscribe to the Patreon for $1. There's tiers of $1, $5, $10, $20, $50, and $100. If you're feeling philanthropic, we want you to join the $50 and $100 sponsorship or membership a month. Half of that each month goes to building our scholarship fund. The last 2 seasons, we've had a $500 scholarship rewarded. In 24, it was Jordan Dixon of East Rutherford. Last year, it was Gio Yamas of ACA. And we pick a player who we feel best embodies the baseball university way of proactive college recruiting. We got some good people in mind this year, but even more importantly is with that Patreon, I believe, and don't quote me because I got to go back and add it all up again with this month, I think we're at $1,200 in total funds. So I'm trying to figure out if we're going to do one big scholarship or cut it up into 2 smaller ones. But either way, we built that scholarship fund with the WNC community, and everybody who joins, whether it's $1 for $100, you're supporting mountain baseball, and it's $1 that we can try to keep into the hands of in the pockets of these prospects as we create new what's the word I'm looking for? New innovative ways to do college recruiting without spending thousands and thousands. So first pitch here in the top of the 5th. I want to mention our 5th inning sponsor. It's a brand new one. He's just joined us for the second half of the season. It's Stepp Electrical Company. Let the pitch be delivered here by Anderson. That is a ball low. Falls behind 2-0. Stepp's been in business for 42 years and a longtime supporter of Western North Carolina baseball. They offer residential, commercial, and industrial services. There's a strike. Owned by Brooke Steps, the Unlimited License Companies is your go-to for new construction, remodeling, outdoor lighting, service changes, generator installations, and especially electrical maintenance. Give them a call today at 828-697-6097 as Friedholm lifts a fly ball to center field, tracked down by Fry for out number
Now
1.
batting for the Rams, the left fielder, number 1, Zeke Edwaters.
Zeke 0 for 2 did reach on an error in the first, technically awarded an RBI as it was an E5 with 1 out and bases loaded. See, Adwaters is a Lenore Rhine commit. I will say, I feel like even though it's 7-0, Reynolds has held off that like chaotic pummeling that usually comes with Reynolds when they get up early. They get loud, they'll step on and put the boot on your neck and call it a game early. But here we are, 7-0 in the top of the 5th. Reynolds trying to make this a 7-inning ball game, but they're going to have to try to get another clean inning here from Mac Anderson. Again, if you're watching the game out there, tell the folks to tune in. I want to walk over and hit that battery real quick and give the ground ball down third base line. It's going to be a fair ball. So Zeke Atwater is going to go for 2. It's going to be a close play. Say the throw came into Reimer there at second base. Would have had a play, but couldn't field it cleanly. It's going to be a double for Zeke Atwaters. I want to hand play-by-play off to Hunter for a second.
Now batting for the Rams, the second baseman, number 10, Isaac Sierra.
Isaac Sierra up for the Rams. Thought we were making good work of tonight without a camera issue, and I thought too soon. Sierra's calls time as Anderson attempts a pick but doesn't release the ball.
All right, hopefully that works. All right, got some radar gun readings for you too. Mac Anderson's hitting about 79, 80, 81. Brosco is actually 84-86. Just struggled with command, and Holt Gaston about 88 to 90 tonight, which is expected. That's a good velo for him to be sitting at. You don't think it's the Ethernet cord up there, do you? Pickoff attempt here, but sails wide. I was back towards the second base side of the bag, so Reimer able to grab it.
I don't know, man.
I hit the power, so maybe it'll just take a second to load back up.
Hopefully.
So that's a tough one to fix mid-game. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that one. So Sierra walked in the fourth, scored a run, lined out. Double play line out there at the end of the first inning. They were rallying and stung it right into the glove of Marie over there at first base. 1-1 delivery. So Sierra showing bunt. Good secondary lead by Atwaters there. Haven't seen Reynolds bunt today, but have you seen? You ever seen TC Robertson's bunt defense? It's amazing. It was very similar to what we saw from Charlotte Christian when we were down there, just like the big cycle, the big wheel, the first and third. Now, technically, I think that might be a balk. I thought you had to throw to a base. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to make your throw towards a base. You can't throw to the position player. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe there's someone in the comments that knows that rule, but I thought when you made a pick play, you had to throw to a base, not to a player at their position. That was close. Curveball lands in for strike 2. So, yeah, sorry, folks. A little technical difficulties with camera 1 from behind home plate. So we're giving you our alternative angle here. Yeah, I'm not sure I can risk it in mid-game here. It's a fast-paced game in that regard. Runner goes, throw down to third base. Bang, bang, out. So Braden Davis, nice throw. Nails the runner. Looking for my pen. Let's mark that. So caught stealing. So 2 outs now. Sierra going to take the walk, and we say nobody on now. We got 1 right back on, so takes his second walk.
Could you go there?
What's that?
Could you go from inside here?
I mean, I hit the power button.
Yeah, but could you? How crowded is it?
Oh, so I can see the screen on this side. Yeah, I could do it. We'll make it happen. Baseball University makes miracles happen. Like, there's no technical glitch that we can't overcome. If you've been watching this broadcast for the last 3 years, holy moly, we can try to make things happen. What's going on, Hunter?
Watauga.
Upset?
South Caldwell 65.
Oh, wow. Oh, we got a pick off here. So Sierra, don't pump fake it. So 2 to 3 to 6. Got to watch those pump fakes. So picked off. Or 1 to 3 to 6, sorry. All right, I'm going to hand off to Hunter. I'm going to try to fix this camera.
Well, no runs and 1 hit. No errors. And technically 0 left on base. The scoreboard just went out too, so I don't know how many pitches was that inning, but we want to thank the following businesses for away team sponsors tonight, supporting the time put towards marketing this game. The college coaches pregame and editing and posting highlights for the TC Roberson Ram prospects with recruiting and scouting content on social media post game. We want to thank Catalucci Dental Group, local dental group. I think Silva, Clyde, Canton, and Franklin locations. Doing some pre-game research into them. Get on over to Catalucci Dental Group, as well as MX Law. They're out of Portland, not Portland, North Carolina, Portland, Oregon. They really love supporting baseball. Had their connects out here at a prospect filming. So we appreciate them for wanting to support Western North Carolina mountain and foothill baseball. And tonight they're supporting some great mountain baseball where the Rams are up on the Rockets. 7-1. Middle of the 5th.
Now pitching for the Rams, number 5, Nolan Worley.
Worley pitching for the Rams. That was 15 pitches for Mr. Anderson in the last inning. We'll get you a final line on Hope Gaston here in a second once my partner Ryan comes back.
How'd that do?
That did good. So,
Did it do it?
Yeah, we got
Nice.
it.
Like I said, there's no technical difficulty that we haven't learned how to fix on the fly in the last 2 years. Again, knock on wood, I got a bat over here, so let's do that. But last year doing it Wi-Fi, holy moly, there was about 40 glitches a game. Biggest issue this year is we got to get new mics. These mics are frustrating. And we need to still need to kind of figure out that whole battery pack detachment thing where like sometimes the phone will expect, I know there's a battery pack plugged into me, but I don't care.
I don't understand that. But Worley on the mound for the Rams.
We'll give you a final line on Holt Gaston here.
83 pitches for Holt.
So works 4 innings. He allowed, in my opinion, 1 hit. That's what I'm putting down in the box. Fight me on it. And then runs. Oh, right back to the pitcher here. Worley throws hard. Boatwright with a dive into first base. So 1-3 on the putout. But yeah, Gaston 4 innings pitch, 1 hit, 1 run. Trying to figure out. Technically, that's an unearned run, though. So 1 run, unearned. Walks. Walked 1, hit a batter. And he struck out a ball foul.
Another bunt attempt here.
A lot of bunts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 6 Ks. So 4 innings pitch, 1 run, unearned, on 1 hit, 1 walk, 6 Ks. And now this is Nolan Worley in the pitch. We like Nolan. We met with Nolan real late in the game on recruiting. He was at a Legion tryout. We saw him at the Bob Lewis Scout Day as well. Helped him send some footage out. He was looking JUCO route and hooked up with Coach Gary up at Patrick and Henry in Virginia, right over the line, very close to Rockingham Community College, and he'll be a JUCO guy next year. So, not sure where that one missed.
Very close 2-2 there. Make it 2-2 there, I should say.
So
East Lincoln over North Lincoln 5-4. Thank you, Bob's Burgers. So I don't know if Bob's Burgers is in attendance, so maybe our theory was wrong.
Ground ball foul. So North Lincoln lost to East Lincoln.
Yeah.
Oh,
5-4.
my.
Congrats to Coach Mateel and
Coach
the
Mateel.
Mustangs.
I was going to say, they're a sleeper to get back on the top 10 now. That's a big win. That means Alexander Central, depending on how their week goes, we might have a new #1 in the foothills.
Well, again, Bob's Burgers. Who knows if they're behind us or around us, but I don't know who I think it is. Now, it changes things.
The greatest fan of Western North Carolina baseball. Ball 4, so 1 out base runner here. Reimer heads on down to first. Reimer, good athlete, stolen base threat. There's Baylor Pavone. He had the loud hit, the only hit that I have in my box for the Rockets, and he rocketed one out to left center field, split the gaps. He came around, scored that first run on the RBI hit by pitch by Moree.
Well, Chris Cook says, hey, Coach, how much for the mics?
Oh, Lord. I don't know. I got to find out.
If
a mic specialist.
If anyone out there knows about audio when it comes to live streaming and connecting into some software, let us know about some good long-range, low
Lavalier, I
mics.
get runner goes here. Throw down by Philippek. Whoa, right on the money. It's about as close as it gets. So Philippek with a quick release. It's about as fundamental as you can get for a high school catcher there. But Reimer timed it. Big leg kick from Worley. So it will be a Hauling Solutions and Grading stolen base for Avery Reimer. A heck of a throw there by Philippek. So he's a sub-2 guy. We'll get a time on that when we cut up these highlights, figure out exactly where he's at. Strike at the bottom of the zone. So 2-1 count here for Pavone. Is Pavone wearing the same number as his older brother Jackson used to wear? I think Jackson wore number 2 as well. Ask his dad. Ground ball at second baseman Sierra. Tosses over, but Avery easily able to make it to third. So 1 out. 2 out, sorry. Jaron Fry coming up with a runner on third.
The Rockets, number 16, Jaron Fry.
So 90 feet away is that second run. Trying to chip away at it. Curveball, nice block up by Philippek. It's getting a little chilly out here. It's about time to put on the old hoodie. Glad I prepared. It's a hard single up the middle. That'd be an RBI for Jaron Fry. So chipping away at the lead. Reimer scores the second run of the game. So 7-2. And the walk and the stolen base end up being a difference maker there. And now bring Hutchins up. Hutchins 0 for 2, reached on that drop fly ball out there in right field. I think the scorekeeper gave him a hit. So Fry on first base. You wonder if they put the runner in motion, maybe try to get one in scoring position here, deep in the game. So it's a good challenge here for Worley. Coach Philippek been trying to challenge this pitching staff through this tough out-of-conference schedule. But it's a different type of tough now. It's the emotions of a conference game, a rivalry game, surrounded by your peers. So big step here for Worley, try to finish out a tough conference game. Ball out, 2-0. So timeout called here by Friedholm. He's going to walk out to his pitcher real quick. Oh, nope, we have ourselves a Ion Outdoors mound visit. So,
Well, thank Ion Outdoors for sponsoring all the mound visits. Right now, I'm going to discuss what do you think next level play of the game. I'm going to show you this. This was that double play.
Line out to the first baseman.
You like?
Say at the time that was a big play.
Not really much anymore. Or
I'll say we had a sac fly RBI, an RBI single from Hemphill, RBI single from Friedholm. Holt Gaston goes 4 innings and strikes out the final batter in the 4th. That's not bad either. Philippek's hard single. I mean, I don't hate the 4th inning strikeout. Oh, swing from Hutchins here. Right center field, tracked out there by Hemphill. He makes the play for the final out. So second time Hutchins is giving it a ride out there. That's how this inning will end. There's a walk, the stolen base, the base hit. 1 run in, it's 7-2 heading into the top of the 6th. The last strikeout of the 4th inning is kind of a silencer too. You know, Holt Gaston goes boom, just ends it there. So that's not bad either.
Wish I would have clipped that one.
Trying to think what else. I don't know. We got time. We got to start thinking about player of the game too. Hey, we appreciate you if you've already liked and subscribed to our social media pages. If you're watching the YouTube right now and you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that button. Helps the algorithm, and obviously it'll get you tuned into all our broadcasts so you don't miss one. You got Facebook, you got X, you got Instagram. our handle is BB University WNC. We're always posting flyers and players of the week, some power rankings throughout the week, just all things Western North Carolina baseball. We got a website too. You can check it out at baseballu.org if you're trying to learn a little bit more about what we do for college recruiting help. But again, social media, it's a big one. Y'all kids should stay off it a little bit too, and the parents. Probably go outside, see some sunshine, watch a baseball game. But if you're killing some time, we appreciate it if you hop on those social medias and follow us. So. Well, top of the sixth. It's the top of the lineup for the Rams. Up 7-2, 5-run ball game. It's a lot closer than it seemed after that first inning. Well, they were only down 4 after the first, I should say. But if that first inning didn't happen, we would have ourselves a 3-2 ball game, I believe. Tough first inning, lots of walks. That was the nemesis there in the beginning.
Now batting for the Rams, number 4, Chappie Smith.
So Smith tonight, he is 0 for 1. He's walked. He's been hit by a pitch. He scored 2 runs. Say Holt Gaston's a pretty good candidate. He's got 2 RBIs, and he's got the pitching performance. He's in line for the win. Philippeck's 1 for 1 with 2 walks, RBI single. Brooks Hemphill has got a double and an RBI single. He's 2 for 3. Friedholm's 1 for 3 with a ribby. Atwaters is 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. We'll see. I think with the pitching and the offense side right now, Holt Gas is probably our favorite at the moment. We'll see. Hard line drive over the outreach glove of Pavone. Takes a nasty hop out there. Big turn at first base by Smith. But it's a single to lead off the 6th. Improves his line to 1 for 2.
Now batting for the Rams, number 2, Parker Philippeck.
I'll bring Parker Philippeck back up to the plate. Philippeck working on a 1 for 1 day. 2 walks, 2 runs scored. Had the RBI single, stolen base in the 4th. Here's the pitch from Anderson. Misses up high.
Sounds like turkey season in the Ram dugout.
Sounds like my neighbor's dogs. At the slightest sound in the middle of the night. Pickoff attempt here from Anderson. So Philippeck, in that 4th inning, we saw him start the AB out with trying to put the bunt down before ripping the single. He's got 2 stolen bases in the day. Very well-rounded prospect. Oh, where did that ball go? Is that off the hand? Is that hit by pitch? Is that a foul ball? What did we just see here? I'm guessing that's a foul ball. Okay, that was kind of a phantom pitch there. Interesting. One delivery. Swing and a hard line drive. That's going to go down into the corner and will be extra bases. Philippeck's around first. They're going to go ahead and send the runner. Is there going to be a play at the plate? Yes, there is. Philippeck's watching on the back end. He's going to take third as that ball bounced away from Davis for just a second. So RBI double makes it all the way to third on the throw home. Chappie Smith motoring, good speed from first base. He was off on the play. Still no outs. Parker Philippeck, a good example for, or a good call now for potential player of the game.
Holt Gaston.
Might be the play of the game, as that's a very deciding Chad McMahon insurance run there. So again, all insurance runs brought to you by Chad McMahon State Farm Insurance. But here's Holt Gaston. So again, a battle for player of the game now. We got Holt Gaston in the mix. We got Parker Philippeck in the mix. We got Brooks Hemphill in the mix. He's 2 for 3. So we'll see how this shakes out. Again, dominant performance by Gaston on the mound. Pitch count probably got a little higher than he wanted, only able to go through 4 innings. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. He's able to hold Philippek at third. 1-3 on the put out there.
Now batting for the Rams, number 22, Keegan Radford.
Keegan Radford, 0 for 2. Walked and scored a run in the first. Still got that runner out there at third base here, only 1 out. And only 90 feet away. So it's a 6-run game. Even if Reynolds cannot come back to win this game. Oh, swing and a drive high into the night sky. That's Mincy out there making the catch, but plenty deep for the sac fly. So that's Philippek motoring across for the 9th run, 7 runs
Rams,
up.
number 6, Brooks Hemphill.
But as I was saying, even if they don't end up winning this ball game, they will be the first MAC team to take TC to the 7th inning potentially. So I don't want to speak too soon. We're still here in the 6th. So this is Brooks Hemphill. Hemphill 2 for 3. Ball high. So Hemphill had an RBI single, scored a run in the first. And then in the 4th inning, hit a double, stole a base, but was stranded. Anderson, 1-1 delivery. Strike on the outside corner. So maybe not the nail biter back and forth we were hoping for, but we're learning a lot in this game too. Again, TC, as we predicted preseason, we felt they're still going to be pretty dominant. Looks like the pitching's deep again. Again, predominantly right-handed pitching this year, though. These two are going to meet up again on Friday. I believe Duncan Carver will be on the mound for Reynolds in that matchup. Curveball missing up top. So full count here now to Brooks Hemphill. Swing and a miss. Gets the strikeout. Well, 2 hits in the inning. A sac fly RBI, 2 runs in. Score right now is 9-2. We're heading into the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Braden Davis, Levi Anderson, and Jaden Moree to the plate. Again, I want to thank those in-game sponsors, Ion Outdoors, Chad McMahon, State Farm Insurance, Granning Landscapes, Hauling Solutions and Grading, Burlett Painting, Camwood Bats, and Next Level Baseball. Again, working on those next level play of the game and potential Camwood Bats player of the game right now. But Reynolds going to try to make it interesting here in the bottom of the 6th. Got to crack off a crooked number here. They want to make miracles happen. Nolan Worley coming back out for the 6th inning. Well, got a little quieter the last inning or two here. So we heard the barking dogs over on the TC side, but for the most part, it's the air's been let out a little bit. Reynolds going to have to find some helium here if they're going to lift off. Again, I want to thank all our home and away team sponsors. Extra special for us today. Coming back to Buncombe County for the first time since 2024. Able to get a few extra to jump in and help with the broadcast fees. Again, special shout out to Catalucci Dental and IMEX Law Firm representing TC. And then the Whistle Pigs, Asheville Whistle Pigs, Owen Joseph, and To the Brim. Again, Again, big fan of all those businesses for helping us out, but they're philanthropic. They believe in Western North Carolina baseball, and without them, we would not be able to bring this broadcast to you today. There's Braden Davis again going to Erskine next year. Played for Coach Prince, Coach Bateman. A lot of kids that take visits down to Erskine come home really loving the campus, loving the culture. Christian school down there in Due West, South Carolina. Braden 0 for 2 right now, trying to break that streak and get something going here, leading off in the 6th for Reynolds. Takes a strike there, 1-1 count. See a little action down there in the bullpen for Rams, who might have a new arm out to finish in the 7th. Or maybe even relieve in the 6th here, depending on the matchup. Again, if there's any other interesting scores you're seeing reported out there, I want to see a Tuscola-Pisgah score. I don't know if we've seen one yet. Ground ball, going to find daylight through the middle. Base hit. Hard ground ball single for Braden Davis. Third hit recorded, and our book, 5th on the scoreboard up there. Again, a little discrepancy.
Running for the Rockets, number 8, Griffin Parker.
Levi Anderson reached on a walk in the 4th inning. He's 0 for 1. Oh, that pitch gets away from Worley. That's going to be a wild pitch. Easily moving up on that one is Davis. Dark evening tonight. I don't know if you can normally see a lot of stars on this side of town, but it seems pitch black here at the moment. Say nothing but the lights illuminating the baseball field here on top of the mountain. There's a strike at the bottom of the zone. If you're Worley right here, you really can't worry about that runner at second. You got to pitch like you don't exist. 7-run lead here in the 6th inning. It's got to pitch with confidence. Ground ball picked up by the shortstop Smith. Throws across. Out number 1. Good game overall by Smith after that first inning error. I see 2 assists on the night for Smith.
Rockets, number 5, Jaden Marie.
Here's Marie, had a bases loaded hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. Put the first run of the board on up there for Reynolds. Any ideas up your sleeve here, Hunter, for how to get a rally going? 2 strikes here. I was thinking maybe.
Don't watch strikes.
I was saying maybe a bunt. You know, you got a third baseman back, new pitcher in there. But with 0-2 now, he's got to protect. Worley goes to the curveball, misses outside. And breeze picking up a little bit. See the flag dancing a little bit on the pole out there. It's been brisker through the evening. Foul ball here, stays 1-2.
Keep working, babe.
Looks like we have a pinch hitter on deck here, and Duncan Carver. Again, Mac Anderson came into the game, hit for Barrasco in the 4th. Looks like he might be going to the pinch hitter Carver here. Again, Carver slotted to start the game on the bump on Friday. 2-2. Ball outside. 0-2 to full count here for Jaden Moree.
Keep battling, babe.
There's I got full count. What do you got? Yeah, there it is. Never mind. Ground ball bouncer to Smith. He's going to look the runner back at second. Throw across and retire. Marie, 6-3. That's 2 ground ball assists for Smith and back-to-back batters.
Now
And hitting now will be Duncan Carver. So 3 at-bats out of the 8 spot today, all from different hitters. Barasco struck out in the 3rd, Anderson struck out in the 4th, and now it'll be Duncan Carver here in the 6th with 2 outs. Davis still out there at second base. Foul ball here by Carver, 0-1. Yeah, a lot of good players come through both these programs. A lot of the kids that I coached at Cane Creek graduated the last few years. Guys like Dane Frelick, guys like Parker Canutt, Carter Lindsay. Josh Morgan was one of my middle school guys. He ended up at ACA. He's at UVA Wise now. Noah Sorrells just graduated. He's at Montreat working as a grad assistant. He's a TC guy that was part of the crew there at Cane Creek. One name that people might remember, Deontay Ellison. Really enjoyed coaching him. He passed away at age 19 a couple years ago. So, again, just a lot of good baseball player. Alex Flynn ended up being a quarterback at East Carolina. So a lot of good baseball players come through the Reynolds and TC lineage here. And enjoyed working with Micah Simpson in the Legion season last year. Seeing Caden Davison's father earlier. Caden killing it at Gaston. Pop fly to right field. We'll see if Radford has – oh, no, it's a second baseman, Sierra, to come all the way across and make the play. Excellent work. So that's the 3rd out recorded. So just the single. No runs. Heading to the top of the 7th here. It'll be Pastuzik, Cooper Friedholm, and Zeke Adwater. So Reynolds will have an AB here in the 7th. So first 7-inning game in the MAC for TC Roberson. Boy, oh boy. Got to start trying to figure out who our player of the game is going to be. Again, Holt Gaston, he's 0 for 2 at the plate with 2 RBIs, a stolen base, and a walk. Parker Philippek, 2 for 2 with the double, the RBI single, so 2 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, 3 runs, 2 walks. Hemphill, 2 for 4. I don't know. Kind of leaning towards Philippek because he's also the battery mate of Gaston. He's dealt with both of these pitchers. We'll see. Still a little bit of ball game left here. Got good news from Camwood. Finally getting our Camwood bats on Friday, so we'll be able to not take the picture with the dummy bat anymore after Friday. And then we got to go track down all our first half winners and get them their real bats. 7th inning sponsors, Hale Tax Solutions. Tomorrow is tax day, so if you're still trying to file for an extension, need some help, get with Hale Tax Solutions, the official tax preparer of Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. They've been in business since 1997. They're headed up by former IRS agents that understand the tax system's complexities and guide you to your maximum returns. They perform all categories of tax returns, including personal, corporate, trust, estates, and nonprofits. They also offer bookkeeping services, consulting, can be your representation at state and federal audits. With tax season in full swing, give Hale Tax Solutions International a call at 828-435-6082 today. Pastuzik has a walk in the first, and that's it for now. 0 for 2 on the line. Swing and a drive down the right field line. That'll be a fair ball. Pastuzik around first. He's going to hold up at second base with a stand-up double. So spoke too soon on the young man. 1 for 3 now in the books. I want to see who's our new pitcher here.
Cooper Freedom.
So a new pitcher here is going to be Baylor Pavone. So Mac Anderson Works 3 innings of his own, gives up 5 runs. We'll figure out what was earned. Actually, excuse me, 4 runs as he came in the middle of the 4th there with 2 on and nobody out. He allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. So 4 runs on 5 hits. Strikes out 1 while walking just the 1. So Anderson came in and filled the zone up. Got to give him that. So 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Again, I'm not sure how many are earned. A new pitcher here, Baylor Pavone, sophomore, comes in from shortstop to pitch. Older brother Jackson pitching at NC Wesleyan. So it runs in the family. Cooper Friedholm 1 for 3 with a ribby. Pickoff attempt here. I'm struggling with that pickoff move there. Second today.
Well, Bob's Burgers coming in clutch again. Pisgah defeats Tuscola 12-0 in 6.
Wow.
That's a
Did
big
not
win for
see
Hayward
that
County.
coming. I thought that would be a back and forth one. So we'll see what happens Friday when we see Pisgah, or we see Tuscola at Pisgah. Dang, 12-0. How about the Bears offense blowing up? We saw their potential in that Franklin broadcast. That was the big question mark, is they string enough offense together to go along with that solid pitching staff.
That makes that Brevard Tuscola series very interesting coming up. I believe that's next week.
Yeah, he just started. He's a good.
So right now, Pisgah all alone at the top of the Mountain 8. There's a couple 2-loss teams now with Tuscola and West Henderson chasing.
West has 3 conference losses. Brevard at 2, assuming they win tonight over East Henderson.
West got 3. Lost to Brevard, lost to Pisgah twice.
Tuscola.
And they lost. They didn't lose to Tuscola,
They
did
didn't lose to
I don't think West lost to Tuscola. They may
West
have.
didn't lose to Pisgah twice.
This one. I think they've only played once.
Brevard, to the game we were at.
Yeah, I know they did lose one to Tuscola. Okay. Realize that. So 2-2 count here.
West is
Freedom
at
been
Smoky tonight.
found them all. Freedholm rips one foul. It's out of play. Oh, no, stayed in play. Never mind. Off the fence and down there. So foul balls a many here with Cooper Freedholm. 2-2 count. Again, that's Pastuzik that hit the double. I think they ran for him out there, though. Got to catch a number on the pinch runner. Line drive, backside, see if it stays up for Fry. It does. Runner tags. Throw's going to come in. See if there's a play. Oh, it took a nasty hop. I was going to say, it looked like for a second there that Ryan Barnes, the pinch runner, was dead in the water, but nasty hop allows him to move up on the sac fly there by Freedholm.
Now batting for the Rams, number 1, Zeke Atwater.
They've been a key double play for Reynolds there, one much needed, trying to keep runs off the board. Zeke Atwater is now batting with a runner 90 feet from home plate. Zeke hit a double in the 5th. He is 1 for 3 with an RBI. Had the RBI at E5 in the first inning. Bases loaded with 1 out. Line drive by Atwaters, but that's going to hook foul as well. So again, the velo tonight for Gaston was 88.90. For Brosco is 84.86. I'll go see if there's some readings on Worley here in between innings. Oh, 0-1 delivery coming to Atwaters. Another line drive. That one will find pay dirt. RBI single. 2 RBIs in the night for Atwaters. That's Ryan Barnes, the pinch runner, coming in to score.
Now batting for the Rams, number 10, Isaac Sierra.
Sierra, 2 walks out of the 9-hole, and he lined into that double play in the first, so 0 for 1 technically, scored a run. Start putting together some final lines here. Ball's going to pop out of Davis's glove, but no hurt.
The mosquitoes are alive and well tonight.
Yeah, so we can bid
I
up
think
a little
it's
bit.
that bucket over there.
Oh, yeah, I asked about that when we got here, and it ground ball, and that's down the third baseline, hit real hard. Atwater's going to try to go ahead and get one in front of him here, but he is out. I'm not sure what he was thinking there. That was his choice. That plays in front of him. So that's got to see that. So that's a 7-5 put out on
Now batting for the Rams,
Zeke
number 4,
Atwater's there.
Chappie Smith.
Isaac Sierra, first base with a single. So 1 for 2 with 2 walks and a run for Sierra. Zeke Atwater's 2 for 4 with the double and 2 RBIs on the evening. Cooper Friedholm 1 for 4 with the ribby. So starting to get some tallies together here for you. This is Chappie Smith now for a 5th time. He's walked. He's been hit by a pitch. He's singled. He's scored 3 runs. So Parker Philippek on deck, making a good run at this Camwood Bats player of the game. Ground ball. That's going to hit off of Lou Boatwright's hand there. I believe that's Lou at third base. So it'll be an E5. Sierra moving up to second. Again, 2 outs here. So Chappie Smith on the evening is
Now batting for the
1
Rams, number 2, Parker
for
Philippek.
3 with a walk. HBP, 3 runs. So Pavone here, laboring a little bit. Got some drops behind him. 10-2 is the score. This will be Parker Philippek's 5th AB. He is 2 for 2 with a single, double, 2 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, 3 runs scored, and 2 walks. Excuse me, swing, fouls it away. 1 out or 2 L's in that name?
1.
So first and second, the runners take their leads. Again, that's Sierra at second and Smith at first. Curveball here on the back door. Philippek's going to be a 1-2 count. Trying to extend the inning here. Again, 2 outs. Scores 10-2. Line drive down the right field line. 1 run will be in. Philippek's going to hold up at first base. Another RBI single for Parker Philippek. And that was Sierra motoring around to score the 11th run.
Now batting for the Rams, number 7, Holt Aston.
That's Holt gassing to the plate. Holt right now is 0 for 2 with a sac fly RBI and an RBI ground out. He's also walked, stole a base. Swing and a drive to right field. He's got a lot of that one. Mincy back. He's able to make a play in front of the warning track for the 3rd out. Well, I think we got our player of the game here. Just going to write in the stat line. runs, 2 stolen bases, and a 1 walk. All right, there's your guy. So we got a Camwood Bats player of the game unless a miracle happens here, and we see 9 runs in the bottom of the 7th. But yeah, that's a good line here from what, one's out again?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, let me go see what I can do.
Yeah. Well, this is where we normally show you the next level play of the game, but that's why I have to wait because camera 1 just went out at the worst possible time. So while Ryan goes and fixes that, the mosquitoes are flying here.
Now pitching for the Rams, number 30, Liam Settles.
Looked like it was already working. I don't know why it stopped. Because yeah, its power's on. There's nothing on
The green?
Yeah, it's green. It's there's no warning on the phone at all about low battery. So we might just have to go camera 4 for the rest of the game. So oh boy. All right, so for your Rockets here in the final inning, it's going to be Boatwright and then back to the top with Reimer and Padone. And I believe we got a new arm on here. This is going to be Liam Suttles. Liam the Junior going to close it out here. So 2 innings for Worley. Gives up 1 earned run on 1 hit, 2 hits. And no walks. Oh, you walked 1. Okay. So 1 walk.
Now batting for
So
your
1
Rockets,
run,
number 10,
2 innings,
Boatwright.
1 run, 2 hits, 0 strikeouts, 1 walk. Not a bad line for Worley, and this will be Suttles here to close it out. So first pitch here from Suttles. Or is that a second pitch? Where are we at? 2-0 already?
Pitch,
Wasn't
2-0.
looking. So Boatwright here is working on an 0 for 2, trying to get something going here. Pops it straight up into the air. Good hustle out the box. That's going to fall right into the glove of Isaac Sierra for out number 1. So it's a quiet day for the Reynolds
Batting for your
hitters.
Rockets, number 3, Avery Reimer.
We'll give you some totals on them here at the end of the game. So here's Avery Reimer leading off the game, or he was the leadoff hitter in this game. He is 0 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base and a run. That happened in the 5th inning. Scored the 2nd run of this game. Falls behind quickly here. 0-2 to Suttles. Big leg kick. Ball is up on him. Protecting. Fouls it off. Oh, 2 delivery. Pop foul. That's going to get out of play. 2 2 to 0 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 2 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 2 2 to 0 Misses outside with the sweeper. Swing and a miss. Reimer goes down swinging. One more out left for the Rams to seal the win against conference foe Reynolds.
Now batting for your Rockets, number 2, Baylor Pavone.
So Baylor Pavone falls behind quickly, or 0-2, so down to their final strike. Swing and a miss. Went after him, 1, 2, 3, and that is it as Philippek throws it down to first base to finish the strikeout. That is your ball game. We'll give you some totals here in just a minute. All right, so Suttles works a 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no walks, collects the 2 Ks. Winning pitcher is going to be Holt Gaston. Let's go through some lines here with you. So again, final score right here, 11-2. These guys are going to match up again on Friday. Definitely not the game that Reynolds was hoping for. We're going to try to change that narrative on Friday. Again, I think Duncan Carver's on the bump for them. Let's go through those Reynolds totals real quick. Through the lineup, Avery Reimer at the top of the lineup, 0 for 3, had a run, a walk, and a stolen base. For Baylor Pavone, 1 for 4 with a double and a run. Jaron Fry, 1 for 3 of the ribby. Braden Davis, 1 for 3. Levi Anderson, 0 for 2 with a walk. Jaden Moore, 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch RBI. 0 for the rest. For TC Roberson, Chappie Smith, 1 for 3 with a walk, hit by pitch, 3 runs at the top of the lineup. Parker Philippek, we're going to talk about him in a minute. 3 for 3, a double, 3 ribs, 3 runs, 2 stolen bases, and a walk. Holt Gaston, 0 for 3 with 2 ribs, including a sac fly. Also earned a walk. Keegan Radford, 0 for 2 with a sac fly, RBI, a run, and a walk. Brooks Hemphill, 2 for 4, double, ribby, run, and a stolen base. Dave Pastuzik, 1 for 3 with a walk and a double. Cooper Friedholm, 1 for 4 with an RBI single. Zeke Atwaters, 2 for 4 with a double and 2 ribs. Isaac Sierra, 1 for 2 with 2 walks and 2 runs. And pinch runner Ryan Barnes also scored a run. Pitching wise, again, Barasco got the start, 7 walks, the hit by pitch in 3 innings. That was the story. His fastball is 84-86. There's definitely some juice in there. Mac Anderson, the senior, came on to work 3 innings. He gave up 4 runs, and then Pavone here to close it out. For TC, Holt Gaston, 4 innings, gives up 1 run unearned on 1 hit, only walking 1, gets 6 Ks. Worley comes in, 2 innings, gives up the run on 2 hits, the walk. Suttles, clean, 9th, 1, 2, 3, collecting 2 Ks. Well, Hunter, you want me to read out the next level, or you got it? All right. So it was a sloppy game in the beginning. We'll see what Hunter has selected here for the next level play of the game. Again, Next Level Baseball is proud to bring you the next level play of the game. And we're reminding you that the only showcase organization in Western North Carolina endorsed by Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. Coach Rick DeArmas does a great job developing culture and creating player development opportunities for youth players of all ages. So let's see what Hunter's got for us on our next level play of the game. Oh, it's Philippek ripping doubles here. So again, this was the big double that he hit in the 6th inning, right? So that was where it takes third on the throw home, just a big heads-up play. I really like this swing. Good rhythm, gets his hands ready, not a lot of movement in the head, a lot of torque, a lot of fast action in the hands. Around that baseball today, ripping balls to right field. And he shows he's unselfish, like the 1AB where he came out trying to put the bunt down. So, again, that's our next level play of the game. Look how hard he comes around first base here, too. I mean, this is a baller. So, excellent ball player, well coached, obviously. So, again, thank you, Next Level Baseball, because I'll tell you what, we've been selecting some good ones this year, too. But we got one more look for you. again, their third base coach got the windmill, was doing that a lot today. But while that's finishing up, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Camwood Bats player of the game. So again, we, just like you saw here in the next level play of the game, same feature. It's Parker Philpeck is our player of the game. He was 3 for 3 with a double, 3 RBIs, 3 run scores, 2 stolen bases, and a walk. Was a great battery mate to Holt Gasson and his pitchers. Strong defense behind the plate. Not a lot of pass balls, not a lot of wild pitches. So congratulations to Parker. We'll come out and take a picture with the dummy bat here in a minute and then get him his real bat here after Friday because, again, we're finally getting those Camwood bats. So, Hunter, where you want to do the interview since camera 1's not working? Camera 4?
I guess so, right out here near the plate.
All right. Well, I'll let you take it from here while I go start tracking down everybody.
I want to thank the following businesses who are home team sponsors tonight, supporting the time put towards marketing this game to college coaches pregame and editing and posting highlights for the AC Reynolds Rocket prospects with recruiting and scouting content on social media. Appreciate Owen Joseph, as well as the Asheville Whistle Pigs and To the Brim Refill Store. Appreciate all of them for being home team sponsors for the Reynolds Rockets. I want to also thank the following businesses who are away team sponsors tonight, supporting the time put towards marketing this game to college coaches pregame and editing and posting highlights for the TC Roberson Ram prospects with recruiting and scouting content on social media. Appreciate Catalucci Dental Group as well as MX Law. Both of them are our away team sponsors. I want to also thank all of our sponsors this evening, including Meineke, Bloompatch Farms, Comfort Keepers, American Legion Post 70, Nova X Kinectics, Hale Tax Solutions, Goodicedtea, House of Power, Peak Performance Vault, Chad McMahon, State Farm Insurance, Granning Landscapes Incorporated, Hauling Solutions and Grading, Burlett Painting, Camwood Bats, and Next Level Baseball. For the best coverage and content of West North Carolina baseball, visit our Patreon at patreon.com/bbuniversitywNC. Here you'll find conference previews, preseason and playoff predictions, power rankings, players of the week podcast, highlight films, and much more. Memberships start at $1, and all the money raised stays right here in Western North Carolina. Support Mountain Baseball. For the best coverage, stay connected on social media with Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. Like and subscribe on YouTube at youtube.com/@bbuniversitywNC. Like us on Facebook, Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. Follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter and Instagram at @bbuniversitywNC, and check out our website, baseballu.org. Stay tuned for the Camwood Bats player of the game interview with a couple other guys from the TC Roberson Rams. And Ryan will be with y'all shortly. Well, Camwood Bats, located in Haywood County, but serves baseball and softball players across the nation. Game bats, trainers, tees, tutorials, and more, all available for purchase at camwoodbats.com. As part of our partnership with Camwood, make sure to use the coupon code BBUWNC for a 10% discount on all purchases through their website. Y'all good?
I was going to say, working right here. Tell me when. Good. All right. I'll try to get quick. You tell me when. Right here. You want to send him first? I was going to say starting pitcher goes first. Oh, my Lord. It don't matter. Get in here. Check, we good? How's it going, buddy? It's good to see you again. You know, I was always asking about his Coach Cliff down at NC Wesleyan. You know his fan, right? Yeah. That's cool. Well, good job tonight. 88-90 on the bump. So you're always coming out putting the heat together. Now you guys have played a lot of good competition, but as far as a local game, like what's the vibe? Is this still considered a local rivalry? Like how do you guys get pumped up for a game like this?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we always love playing these guys, and we just played in a really big tournament down in South Carolina. So we were coming off hot, And coming in this game, we knew we had to take care of business, so that's what we did.
Tell a little bit about how Coach Philippek puts that schedule together. Like, do you guys see the purpose in that and like understand the bigger picture, like why he's trying to take you out to play these tough games?
Yeah, that's why we're so successful in the playoffs. I mean, Coach Philippek gives us these hard tournaments, nationally ranked tournaments, put us in these situations that'll mimic the state championships and state playoffs and stuff like that. So it really gets us prepared mentally for the long run.
Hey man, it was a lot of fun watching tonight. This is a special group again. I was high on my preseason article, enough in the tank on the championships. The fun with this though is I don't know if you've seen some of the other power rankings. You guys have been our #1 for weeks, but like I don't think some people's team. So what do you think the goal is for the rest of this season with the MAC play right now?
Yeah, I mean we obviously want to win the MAC again and then go make a name for ourselves in the playoffs. That's our goal.
Good, bro. So you guys holler on each other a little bit. We'll do one at a time. But I'll run into you, Holt. It's good seeing you. Come on, hustle up. I usually have all these boys and next other rattling it off. But hey, I just wanted to say I really enjoyed watching you play defense. You know, a lot of. I mean, tell us a little bit about your game plan out there. I think you're one of the best in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, I just go out there. I'm just hungry to catch some balls, and I'm just hungry out there.
Now, your presence back on the warning track, like, you got a pretty good idea on going back and like just awareness, right? Any tips for those middle school guys on like how to go back on a fly ball and not get yourself a face full of aluminum?
Yeah, I mean, just go back and then you just want to put your glove out, feel for the fence, and if you feel it, then jump, try to catch the ball.
Try to challenge the fundamentals. 2 for 4 tonight. You guys are a good hitting team. Explain the offensive strategy this year and how it's a little different from these teams of the past, because I think some of the fans out there are still trying to figure out who this TC team is.
Yeah, I mean, we're hungry out there. We're going our season's early in oppo, so we're looking to hit early in the count and the other way. That's on us. All
right, well, speak on your boy Parker Philippek, because he's the player of the game. You think that's a good choice today?
Oh yeah, Parker went off today. He always goes off.
All right, let's get him over. You guys go home. It's good to meet you, man. You have a good one. All right, let's see the dancing man out here in the background. Say you're known for your hitting and your catching, but man, we gotta get you on the dance floor with that. Right. It's a good game, buddy. So
Thank
what?
You.
3 for 3.
Yes, sir.
Double. 3. I just really love the rhythm and the swing, but like what's like? It's a whole group of new faces. Obviously, you know, they're growing up. So, what's the culture like this year in this dugout? What's defining this team this year?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just, well, like you said, a lot of us have been growing up still our whole lives together and all that kind of stuff. But, it took us a little bit to get into the rhythm of things with all these new guys leaving 10 seniors and stuff like that. But we go on the trips, we hang out outside of baseball, which really glues our team together and makes us perform on the field just as much as it does off the field.
Anything for this game? Because I know you're playing like the best in the country, but now you're back in your beat them a good bit of times. But like, what gets you amped up for a game like this now that you're back home?
And I mean, it's just like Reynolds still a rivalry. It's been taken the last a lot actually, but still.
And you're a smart player. You can't take a step back. On Friday, you got these guys again. So what's the mentality going into Friday?
Yeah, we're going to face a better arm on Friday for sure. But we're going to keep our heads down and all that good stuff and just work for the next pitch every
We appreciate you. Like I said, we're going to take a picture with the dummy bat, and then we got some new stains coming. I'll come find you after Friday because they're coming up. They're in Haywood County, so they're coming over to the game Friday, dropping the bats off. I'll give Coach a call, and we'll come find you at school one day, come surprise you. But we'll get Hunter out here to get a picture, and we'll get you on the bus, man. But we're signing out. We'll be back in a minute. All right, Hunter. Whenever you're ready for a pick.
Baseball University of the Blue Ridge thanks you for tuning in to the Western North Carolina Scout Streaming Series from Asheville, North Carolina on the campus of AC Reynolds High School. This has been coverage of Western North Carolina High School baseball where the TC Roberson Rams defeat the AC Reynolds Rockets by a score of 11-2. For Ryan Cook, I'm Hunter Street, wishing you a good night.